Welcome in, guys. This is JE Live, and I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty sure we're in the same boat here. If you are a Rams fan, you are waiting for this game like crazy. Yes, obviously, I will have a pregame and I will have a postgame, but I couldn't wait. I mean, I really couldn't. I got so pumped this morning. I was on Sports Grid, had a lot of fun, SiriusXM. Talked about the Rams there, and then I just was so pumped to just make content. I mean, like I said, I think we're in the same boat here. I think, it's a long wait and it's a pain, and we don't want to wait that long. And this is a great way to kill time and also answer questions that I keep being asked and things like that. And any questions you guys have, and I don't care what questions they are, just keep them appropriate, of course. But if you're talking about the MCU, if you're talking about the Rams, if you're talking about the NFL, if you're talking about the draft, although I'm not quite in the draft mode yet, so I won't be able to answer those all that well. Horror movies, what you thought about Scream, just don't spoil it for me. I haven't seen it yet. Anything whatsoever. The floor is yours. I'm going to answer any and all questions. So please don't, complain if anybody asks a question that's not necessarily, with the Rams. The thumbnail is very simple. It's for the Rams. I mean, this is what we're doing. We're trying to kill time before, the game. So just keep in mind that other people are going to have questions about other things, and that's totally fine. This is a community. It's an open community for everyone. Appreciate everyone being in here. Welcome back in. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. To use the comment section on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. I will also be pulling up Facebook and Twitch on my phone. I don't know why it does all weird stuff on the computer. So I'll be pulling those up to answer those questions, comments, concerns as well. So everyone, I'm going to try to get everybody. If we get a lot of people in here, realize I'm going to try my best. You guys know I've been through, 3-hour streams before, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to hit every single question if we get overloaded. So just fair warning there. Thank you guys so much for, being a part of this. Really do appreciate it. As you guys know, that I do have a pregame stream going on afterwards. After this stream, if you stay here, it will redirect you over to that stream where you can keep, basically you can keep it on there, and then once it goes live, boom, you'll be there. So this will redirect right to the next stream if you guys are going to try to be in the pregame stream. Just letting you guys know. But appreciate everyone here. Hope everyone's doing well. I won't ramble on. I will be answering questions. Let's get into it. What's up, Powell? Yes, today has been very slow. That's why I wanted to do this. I can't wait any longer, to be quite honest. I'm losing my mind right now. So, yeah. By the way, I'm digging I don't know what happened with my blue light, but I'm digging the Michael Myers, like the Rams-colored Michael Myers Two-Face look. I'm really digging that. Just noticed that. That's crazy. All right. My guy, what's up, Jake? What's up, Jawson? How we doing? Sup, Jake? What's up, Preston? Question: if you could spend one day with McVay, where would you go and what would you want to talk about? Oh my God, that's a great question. If I could spend a day with Sean McVay, to be honest with you, I would want to watch some of the old Rams games that he's coached, and I'd like to know what he's thinking in certain moments, and just kind of go over what he sees, and maybe even go, to a game, where we're watching, he can kind of break things down on the fly. I think that'd be a lot of fun and make me a smarter individual in that regard, because he is incredibly intelligent. But, I just think it would be cool. And on top of that, I think it would be also cool to be able to kind of, throw ideas his way, show him my big boards from the past, and what he would think about things that I have. Not obviously giving up too much, because you really can't, but it would definitely be cool to have like a sit down conversation with him in that regard, and talk about where he had Cooper Kupp, and if he was looking at guys like George Kittle and Chris Godwin and things like that. I don't know, I think it would be really cool doing that, talking with him about old prospects that I liked and things like that. And I would also ask him hypotheticals, like if you were the Rams head coach in 2010, would you have selected Sam Bradford or Ndamukong Suh? Things like that, you know what I mean? So that's probably what I would do, but that's a great question. Very, very creative question to start this off. I'm definitely ready, Rod. Appreciate the question, Peo. Yes, let's go LA. Do you think Weddle will play good? I mean, I think he's going to play, obviously. I don't know how well he's going to play. I think if they use him in a way where he's not relied upon necessarily in coverage and just let him come and go right in as a guy that can help in run support, sure, I definitely think he can have a good game in that regard. He led all safeties and tackles the first half of 2019. Then after the second half, he kind of went down a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I could see him having a pretty solid game as long as they keep it to a minimum. I mean, you have to realize, sure, I mean, he has the talent, but he doesn't know this defense as well as you would want. So you can't throw him right into the fire, so to speak. Let's see here. Yes, game day. All starts here. Yeah, absolutely. You're nervous? I mean, I think that's normal. No matter how confident you feel in a game, I think it's normal as a fan to be nervous, at least in a little bit. Not so much so where, you're panicking, you're worried, but, like you can't live your life. But I mean, yeah, it's definitely normal to be nervous. What's up, P-Train? What's up, Brett? Yeah, absolutely. Happy to do this. The Sentry, how we doing? Oh, another question for Peo. He's got 2 in a row. Question, if you had to pick 3 current Rams players to help you survive a dinosaur-infested island, who would you pick to get across the island in 4 hours and get on the boat? 3 current players to help you survive a dinosaur-infested island. Well, I hate to be grim here, but I think I'm going to need some bait. Not necessarily he's going to get eaten by a dinosaur, but he might help me out. And I'm going to use Brandon Powell as one of those 3, because I think Brandon Powell's fast enough where, he could be that, kind of get their attention away from us. And then I think in case of a fight, I would want Aaron Donald. And then, so those 2, and then I would probably say Cooper Kupp, because of how intelligent he is. He would be able to figure out a plan faster than probably anyone. So those are the 3 players that I would choose. Another very interesting question. I'm digging it. What's up, Jake? Who do you think needs to have their biggest game tonight for us to secure this victory? Well, I mean, make no mistake, you really want to see guys obviously succeed when it comes to the big moment. But the biggest game, I think, really has to be, a guy like Van Jefferson, because that the Cardinals are going to come out and they're going to try to stifle Cooper Kupp. They're going to try to stop the run. If they can't cover Cooper Kupp, that's different. But if they can, they bracket him. They have some consistency in taking him out. You're going to need a guy like Van Jefferson to step up. Keep in mind, Van Jefferson is the deep threat. Van Jefferson is the equalizer. When you have that deep ball threat, that is the equalizer. At any point in this game, that's what really keeps the Rams going. It keeps them in any game, essentially, because they have that deep ball. You're talking about, in a blink of an eye, you could be down by 7 and then tied, in less than 7 seconds. So that's the thing, is I'm looking at something like that where, you really need Van Jefferson to step up. He's done it against the Cardinals this year, averaging 18 yards per reception, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 8 receptions on the year against the Cardinals. Against his father, I'm expecting him to go way over his prop total of 35.5. You can also go over on Prize Picks, use promo code DTRAMS, get a 100% deposit match, and throw Van Jefferson right in that lineup and win some money. All right, so yeah, I would probably say Van Jefferson. AMA with JE. Yeah, that's how we're doing it, Michael. Hope everyone's enjoying it. The beard is back. Yeah, the beard's been here for a little bit. Are you talking about the Eric Weddle thing? Because I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter, I said I'm not shaving this thing until the Rams win a Super Bowl. So we'll we'll see how long this thing ends up getting. Favorite holiday? That is a very interesting question. I think my favorite holiday would probably be Christmas. I feel like it's the best family holiday for me, but I do like Thanksgiving, but I would say Christmas. When did you become a Rams fan? Who was your favorite Rams growing up? So, I think when I became a Rams fan, I mean, it's what I can remember. I was, young. I mean, I remember being a Rams fan at 4, but I was a Rams fan before then. I've been a Rams fan since birth, essentially. My dad raised me to be one. As far as my favorite player, it was always 1A, 1B, Kurt Warner, and Marshall Faulk. It was, a blessing to be able to have Kurt Warner on our show. Truly surreal. I met him, and, he had a picture with me and my brother, at the Giants training camp, because we live in upstate New York, and Giants training camp used to take place in Albany, at the old U-Albany field. And so we went to Giants training camp. They had a joint training camp with Chad Pennington, the Jets at the time. And that was when Jesse Palmer was on The Bachelor. So, good times. But yeah, I would say those are my two. I never met Marshall Faulk, and I never got a chance to have him on a show. But I would love to have him on a show. Marshall Faulk, I used to wear his jersey religiously in school, to the point where people would bully me in elementary school. So, I would probably say those two. Great question, though. YouTuber, great question. AD is definitely on that team. Probably Ramsey, too. Yeah, I probably could have put Ramsey as well. Totally was thinking, pretty quickly, but I like the idea of having Brandon Powell as kind of the guy who's out there and is just getting the attention of the dinosaurs. And if you guys are just joining, you don't have a freaking clue what I'm talking about. But Peo asked me 3 players from the Rams currently that I would want to help me get past the dinosaur-infested island and off the island. And so I said Cooper Kupp because he's smart. I said Brandon Powell because he's fast. And I said Aaron Donald because he's tough. That's about, that's as simple as I can make it. Let's go Rams. Yes, Substance. Welcome in. Guys, be sure to hit the like and subscribe. If you want to become a member, I have the link in the description. Would really appreciate that. We're going to work at rehauling that membership as well, so stay tuned for that. And if you do want to support the channel further with merch and whatnot, there's also links there. And if you're interested in becoming a content creator, I have all the links to all of my equipment that I use. Every video, it's all in the description, so check that out as well. Do you think the Rams will part ways with Sean Robinson at the end of the season to save money and move Joseph Day into his position? Sean Robinson? I don't know. I really, that I don't know. Because, hold on a sec. Is he a free agent? I need to know that first off. I should know that. Off the top of my head, I don't, though. So I'm going to make sure I have the answer for you. Just bear with me 1 second. So Sean Robinson over on Spotrac, 2 years, $17 million deal. And so he's a free agent after 2020, he's a free agent in 2023. So he's, man, this is so confusing. Okay, because now that they moved on to 2022. Okay, so he's still under contract. He'd be a free agent after this upcoming season. So yeah, I don't know if they'll necessarily part with him. They do have, so if they were to release him before June 1st, it would be a $4 million dead cap, a $5.5 million cap savings. If they trade him, it'd be a $3 million dead cap, 6.5 cap savings, and a post-June 1st release would give you $7 million in cap, and 2022 dead cap would be 2.5, 2023 dead cap would be 1.5. So, that is a possibility, but it wouldn't happen until after June, I would say. So I don't know if necessarily you do that, but maybe you do. Who knows? Good question, though. That's a very good question. Let's see here. Trying to answer questions. YouTube likes to push everything downward. Will the Rams try any new creative offensive plays to win this game? Will the Rams try 2 running backs in the backfield? Jake hopes so, because I'm not trying to talk in third person the whole time, but Jake has literally wanted this since I can remember. When Sean McVay was hired, I was like, 2 back sets. That would be great. And keep in mind, when Sean McVay was hired, there wasn't a likelihood that it was going to happen, but Todd Gurley and Trey Mason were on the team. So, there was hope from me anyway that we were going to see Todd Gurley and Trey Mason as a duo. And so I was really excited for the potential of watching those two in the backfield together, split back, whatever you want to do. And then, of course, Trey Mason decided to never play again. So that was that. But, I was really excited for that prop. And then, of course, later on they draft Darrell Henderson. They didn't use him that way. So I'm hoping maybe with Cam Akers, they do a little bit of that tonight, with Sony Michel. Keep in mind, they haven't been using everything that they're going to use to their advantage. And I honestly think they've been slow playing how they use Odell Beckham Jr. I don't think we've seen everything yet. I'll say that. And I don't feel like people are talking about Cam Akers enough, quite honestly. So, there's that. And let me just bring up, I don't want to miss any comments on Facebook. I don't know if there's any there, but I do want to. Okay, so I do see people. Courtney, do you think Odell and Matthew will have a good connection tonight? I do. That is the hope, but I definitely do. I'm looking over on Facebook right now. Courtney, I do see your comment. So, yes, I think Odell and Matthew will have a good connection tonight. Stafford, when is SJD available to play? That I am not sure of. It seems kind of, we don't really know at the moment, but that's definitely something that, we'll have to, keep in mind moving forward, keep tabs on, because that's important. So, so that is that over on Facebook. Let's see here. We got that. Got Don's question. Appreciate your question, Don. What's up, Jake? Horns up, LA. What's up, Willie? Stafford needs to throw the ball and no interceptions and fumbles. The defense needs to hit and tackle hard, in which cause lost yardage and fumbles for Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, I mean, I agree. You gotta force some turnovers, make it hard on Kyler Murray, get some pressure. Definitely you want to do that. It gives yourself obviously a huge chance to win when you're getting more. You're stealing more possessions. That's definitely something that you want to do. So I agree with you there. You never know what you're going to get with this team, but this is it, and we play clean football in all phases. We will come out on top. I agree with that. Payo, question: are you as stoked as I am for Moon Knight trailer? Yes, apparently the Moon Knight trailer, and as you guys know, it's 85% Rams channel, and I also cover the MCU. But the Moon Knight, kind of combining the two tonight. Moon Knight apparently at halftime is going to be shown. It is a new Disney Plus show apparently coming to Disney Plus from Marvel Studios in the end of March, I believe. So that's huge. I mean, we haven't had anything since Far From Home, and everything got pushed back. So that'll be that, there. So yes, I'm very excited for that. I think Oscar Isaac is going to do an incredible job. I'm really excited to see how they build that origin story and what they tie it into. Yes, playoffs, absolutely will. Who are the Rams starting safeties tonight? I would imagine you're going to see former third-round pick Terrell Burgess and Nick Scott. Burgess hasn't started a ton, but when he's out there, I think he really does contribute. He's a guy that a lot of us here on the channel and, everywhere, really, if you're a Rams fan, have been clamoring for. This is somebody that should have gotten snaps to begin with. Now here he is, a huge opportunity in a playoff game. He's probably getting his first big start tonight. I have not seen Peacemaker, unfortunately, Handsome Eric. I really need to. That is on my watch list, probably watching it. Depending on how this game goes, probably watching it after we do the live stream post-game. And if it goes well, then who knows how long we're going to be doing live stream post-game. If it doesn't go well, we'll still probably do it a while. And then I'll probably end the night with Peacemaker, and I'll be in tears. But yeah, that is on my list. Let's go Rams. I want to feel confident, but big concern in our secondary. Do you think they can step up? Reassure me about our O-line and safeties. Mark, let me just tell you right now. Top 10 offensive line in football. The way DJ Jones is playing against the Rams last week for the 49ers, you got to give them props. Look at the 49ers are legit. The 49ers are killing it right now. They just knocked off Dallas, and quite honestly, I called it on this channel. I said over and over again, this is not, people are going to look at this as the Rams falling off. The Rams are winners of 5 straight. They lose a game that it took overtime, and it took a field goal in overtime, and some crazy stuff to happen for them to lose. So they were really close to winning 6 straight. Now here it is. People are going to doubt them because they lost, but it's the 49ers the way they played. They used the interior well. They rushed up the middle. They really gave the offensive line fits, and that's what ends up happening. So, at the end of the day, that's how I'm going to look at it. I think the Rams are going to be fine with the offensive line. I'm not entirely worried, to be honest with you. As far as the safeties, Yeah, it's a little bit of a concern. There's not a ton of experience out there. I'm way more excited to see Burgess than I am Scott, but hey, Scott, maybe he does something. Maybe Weddle comes in, who knows? But regardless, the Rams beat this same team without Jalen Ramsey, and we all know what Jalen Ramsey means to this team. So without Jalen Ramsey, without Tyler Higbee, they have them both tonight. I'll take them both over Fuller, although I really do hope Fuller comes back healthy. It sucks to not have Rapp as well. But Troy Reeder will be having the green dot. I think he's going to play well. So, yeah, I would just say, I understand the concern, but just let's ease up a little bit, have some confidence, have some faith. This is one of the best teams in football, and it took a crazy, collapse for them to lose last week. They're back at home. They'd have to lose 2 straight at home. I think they're even better off in a way losing the game that they did. They got their loss out of the way. Hopefully it's their last loss of the season against the Niners last week. We'll see. Let's see here. Burgess Scott. Yep. What's up? Peo, horns up. Let's get ready to rumble. It's lit. Do you think it was better for us to play Green Bay rather than Tampa if we win this game? I don't really know because, really what it comes down to is I know everyone, freaks out about going to Lambeau, but I feel like that game, they had an opportunity last year to win, with Jared Goff at the helm. And I feel, more comfortable with Matthew Stafford. And while that team was better on defense, I feel like the Rams are really coming together and looking like a complete team down the stretch. They suffered some injuries and it sucks, but I don't expect this team to fall off a cliff. Fall off a cliff. That's what I meant to say. So, I look at what Sean McVay was saying, got to respond. I think they're going to respond. I really do. I think that they're going to make anybody that's doubting them because they lost week 18 just look ridiculous. I think they're overthinking it. Again, 5 straight wins against teams that needed to win to get to the playoffs. So you're playing against desperate teams and you're playoff hardened. And I kept saying that playoff conditioning is huge. You're talking about being in all these close games and them coming away with the win, except for the 49ers game. I mean, hey, they haven't been able to beat the 49ers in years. So it's not necessarily this year. I mean, it's in general. So hopefully, obviously there's a chance they could play the Niners to go to the Super Bowl. We'll see. But right now you got to take it one game at a time. And I'm sure Sean McVay and company will do that and win this game tonight. Okay. What is up, Ashton? How we doing? Yes, smash that thumbs up, Hilltop. Appreciate you. Who do you think this team is finally going to click on both sides of the ball finally and stay? Do you think this team is finally going to click on both sides of the ball finally and stay consistent in the playoffs? Or do you think they're going out like a Cowboys, a disappointment? So here's why they're not doing that, okay? The Cowboys were dominated. I don't expect Arizona, if they do win, I don't expect Arizona to dominate the Rams. The Cowboys had no business being in that game, and quite honestly, that's what happens. Jimmy Garoppolo taking way too many chances, way too many risks, poor throws, missing guys open down the field. I mean, really, they didn't give the ball to Deebo Samuel enough. So, yes, I mean, the Niners absolutely dominated Dallas. Dallas didn't go against any of their, 3 division rivals that are, cupcakes on the schedule. They put up over 40 points the first time they played the Eagles, who made the playoffs, and they put up over 50 the second time. I look at this team and I just saw over and over and over again, they lose to Tampa, they lose to Arizona, they lose on Thanksgiving in overtime to the Raiders. They just lost to teams that were better than them, or at least on that same playing field, and they beat a bunch of bad teams. This is a team that had a lesser schedule because they weren't as high, in the rankings on, their division at the end of the season. And so I just look at this and I look at Dallas and I say, you know what? They were outplayed in their own home because they weren't as good as the Niners. People forgot. I had the Niners going 12-5 coming in the year. They're a damn good football team. It's why they're very dangerous. They're healthy now. They're making a run. We'll see how far they go, but they have a really good chance going once again up against Green Bay. They have a good chance to win that football game. I'm not saying they will, but they have a chance. With the Rams, they have won a game against Arizona and they've lost a game. I thought personally the first time Arizona came in and dominated the Rams was pretty fluky, It took an interception, which honestly Deshaun Jackson didn't do a good job of trying to go up and first off read the pass, but secondly go up and fight for it. That took that interception. On top of it, it also took a Sony Michel rare fumble inside the 20-yard line. People forget about that. The Rams responded immediately. They went right back and they had a touchdown. You know, you have Darrell Henderson run for 14 yards, over 80 yards, 14 carries over 80 yards in that game. They abandoned the run. So really a 37-20 affair. I felt like that game just kind of got out of hand. It was a little fluky. It was the first time Arizona's beaten the Rams in 9 meetings, and then the Rams beat them in the 10th meeting on Monday Night Football in Arizona. And to me, I saw a team that, despite all of the COVID mishaps that they were going through, they were the better team all the way through. That 30-23 win was a lot, that was a lot closer than it should have been. They absolutely dominated them. So we'll see in this game, but if the Cardinals do win, no, I don't expect the Rams to look like the Cowboys did. The Rams belong here. The Rams should have been the 3 seed. They should have been the 2 seed. They didn't take care of business, and now they have to play Arizona. But hey, this makes them stronger. Would you rather have the Rams warm up against the Eagles and then come out flat against a better team? No, I mean, playing against the Cardinals is going to keep you, warmed up. I think this is a good matchup. It's going to basically, set the tone early on. Like, hey, this is a tough road. The Rams are not getting any gimmies. You look at last year, Tampa, a 5th seed, they played against Washington. They played against the Saints with Drew Brees on his career deathbed. And then they played against the Packers, and that was really the toughest game they went up against, because then in the playoffs, or in the Super Bowl rather, they went up against Patrick Mahomes without an offensive line. So what it comes down to is the Rams have a lot, harder of a road. They're going to have to go against the Cardinals. They're either going to face their demons after if they beat Tampa, so they're going to have to play Tampa again, who they dominated earlier in the year, and then they're going to have to face their demons, whether it's going against a team that they can't beat in the Packers or a team they can't beat in the San Francisco 49ers even further, and just having that monkey on your back. I mean, really, regardless, they're going to have to play some good teams. And then the Super Bowl, you're looking at potentially going up against Patrick Mahomes and, a really good Chiefs team, going up against the Bills, who really look like the Super Bowl favorites. If you play like that every week, I don't know who's beating them. Potentially the Bengals with Joe Burrow and that, all those weapons, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, the defense that has actually stepped up pretty well. Or, you could be looking at the Titans, and the Titans have already beaten the Rams. So that could be another instance where, do you win that game? And now that Derrick Henry's back, you lost that game with Adrian Peterson starting. So, it kind of goes all over the place. And regardless, we know the Rams are going to have to win. They're going to have to win through a tough road. This is not easy. And I'm glad that they're starting it off with the Arizona Cardinals, because as long as they can win this game, they can really gain some momentum here. Whereas the Buccaneers really haven't played anyone like who the Rams had played over the last few weeks. So that was a lot. Let's see. Great answer. Thank you. We are definitely ready. Rams win this game 35-20. I hope so. Do you believe our Rams will go back-to-back after we win the Super Bowl this year? Since I do believe the Rams will win the Super Bowl, as long as they take care of business tonight, I don't know if they'll go back-to-back. I think that's really asking a ton, especially in this environment, in this day and age. It's asking a lot, so we'll see. Let's see. If he is in the rotation and primary box safety, Weddle should be fine. I agree with that. Is McVay on the hot seat if we lose? Absolutely not. McVay has just done what McVay's done is absolutely tremendous. He's not on the hot seat no matter what. Marvin Lewis, by the way, was in Cincinnati for 11 to 15 years, I don't know, somewhere in between. Never won a playoff game. I mean, Zach Taylor just came over there and won a playoff game in his 2nd or 3rd year in coaching. I mean, Sean McVay's fine. He led them to a Super Bowl his 2nd year. It wouldn't be ideal. It would be a losing season. If they lose tonight, it's really a bummer. And honestly, it's a failure of a season in my opinion. But no, Sean McVay is not on the hot seat no matter what. I really want to see Stafford dominant and be the quarterback we all know he can be. Same here. I've been defending him. There's a reason. He's got the statistical output to prove it, except for the interceptions. And on top of it, the film is just outrageous. He's done an incredible job this year, and I don't think people really appreciate it enough. What's up, Jake? Best Ram in 2018, AD or Gurley? Well, I would say Aaron Donald because the whole way, all the way through 2018, he wasn't dealing with the injuries. Gurley was. Gurley started off incredible and really slowed down the stretch, whereas Donald really picked it up. Yeah, he didn't have the best Super Bowl game, whatever, but I would probably say Donald there. I have a strong feeling Stafford will prove everyone wrong in his first playoff win. I do too. Question, is telling someone on a first date that you're a football fanatic a good idea? I think you should be upfront. I think anybody that I've ever dated, I've really been upfront about what I do. And, oh, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. And then they go and they look at it and they're like, oh, you have a YouTube channel. And it's, and like they're like, I wasn't expecting that many subscribers. I'm like, I don't know what to say to that. But, like I've gotten that before. But, yeah, I'm always upfront. If you're gonna mention that, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think people confess to other way worse things on a date. So yeah, I don't think it's bad. Hey Jake, how do you feel that JJ Watt is in for today's game? I think it definitely, Youngham, welcome. I think it definitely helps the Cardinals in the run game. I mean, of course, what Watt brings to the table, being able to set the edge and defend the run. Obviously, his ability to kind of sit in there in the trenches, jump up and swat the ball. It's the reason why he's been called JJ Swat before. So I think it definitely makes sense for sure. Like for him to be back, I mean, it definitely will impact the game. I don't know how much it'll impact the game, and I don't know how hurt he's playing with, but, it's definitely something to keep in mind. Let's see. Weddle, maybe, experience. Still irritates me. 49ers players were waving goodbye before they even won. Granted, Cowboy fans are so cocky. Yes. Will Stafford have tunnel vision, only throw to Cup if... No. Stafford doesn't have tunnel vision, so... I don't worry about that, but I hear you there. Peo, LOL, Powell is bait. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the Rams should use Powell in the offense, to be honest with you. When you look at the way the Bills use Isaiah McKenzie, if you guys follow me on Twitter at JKBogan, I tweeted about it during the Bills and Patriots game. I said, hey, why don't the Rams use Brandon Powell the way, the Bills use Isaiah McKenzie? They're both built similar. And I think with Powell, when you have those guys blocking, and my father mentioned this, when you have these guys blocking, it's very simple for Powell. This is somebody that reads blocks incredibly quickly. And on top of it, you look at the way some of these guys return on wildcard weekend, you can see why Powell is better than them. Sure, he hasn't been on a team that long, but look at the way he gets the ball and he goes. A lot of these special teamers, they size you up. They're expecting you to stutter step and try to juke, and so it makes it easier. But when you just take the ball and you dart in one direction, it makes it incredibly difficult to get an angle on you. And so it's honestly, I honestly, during the game, I had the analogy of like a soccer goal, right? Because, in a penalty, kick or whatever, or soccer kick or whatever, I don't watch soccer, so I don't really know. But my point is, in a penalty kick, it's like you kick one way and hope the goalie doesn't go that way, or you try to anticipate. It's the same thing returning punts, because when you get the punt and you bring it in your body and you see a guy on the left side or the right side, he's coming straight at you. You don't know if he's going to dive to the right or dive to the left, but what you do know is that he's likely going to move, because he has to anticipate the fact that almost every punt returner in the league is going to stutter step, whereas Brandon Powell gets it and he just darts. He doesn't have any sort of, hesitation. He just goes. And I think that's a thing that can help them in the offense. If they have any issues with creativity, they should throw Brandon Powell in there. And I know it sounds crazy, but my dad brought it up. He came up with the idea. I 100% agree with it. I think he should be used the way the Bills use Isaiah McKenzie. Patriots, simply put, had no answer for him. So I don't expect anybody to have an answer for Powell when all of a sudden now you're using Powell as, a decoy, or using Powell as a gadget guy, kind of similar to how they would have wanted to use Tavon Austin. And you have his ability that he can read these blocks. And now all of a sudden, instead of running these plays with Cooper Kupp out of the backfield and other guys, you have Cooper Kupp as a blocker, who's one of the best blocking wide receivers in the league. You have Van Jefferson, you have Odell, and all of a sudden now it's like a punt return. You're giving him the ball, and now he just has to read his blocks, which is something that he can do. So yeah, I definitely think they should use Powell, kind of a, under the radar type of thing. That's my dad's idea, but I'll take somewhat credit for it, for explaining it. But yeah, I 100% agreed with him, though, with the Powell thing. I haven't heard him mention enough, or mention at all, really, until he said that. So I tweeted it out, and apparently no one's been thinking about it. But yeah, I definitely think they should use Powell on offense. I hope OBJ goes off. He deserves to in the playoffs. I agree with you there. He's had a rough go in the playoffs, but we'll see. Can the Rams go 4-0 in playoff and win as a fourth seed? In case you guys didn't know, going back to 1975, the fourth seed they are pretty likely to go to the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. And I'm not saying as likely as the one seed, which is like 50% odds, but since 1975, all those years, 10% of fourth seeds have won the Super Bowl. Whereas the 3 seed, which we just saw Dallas get bumped, only 4% have won the Super Bowl, in case you didn't know that. So very interesting proposition there, where the 3rd seed, the Rams might have dodged a bullet there. I don't know what it is, but 3rd seed has not done well in that regard. Let's see. Do we see more play action this game, Jake? Oh, man, Ryan, I hope so. I very much hope so. On that island, you want the slowest Rams so they can get eaten first. Do you think Cam Akers will have a big role in this game? Another one where I hope so. I feel like Cam will have a pretty big role in this. He's important. You look at the way that the Bengals were using Joe Mixon. To me, that's how you have to use Cam Akers. So hopefully that's how they do it. We'll see. Have you seen the new Scream movie? I have not. I've been super busy. I honestly have been on so many shows, I forgot how many, but it's over 15 since last week. Been talking about this game constantly, so I'm ready for this game, to say the least. But yeah, I got to see that. I want to see it today. Big, snowstorm or whatever, so I'm not going out. I'm going to stay in. Hoping for some big games in the playoffs by Donald, Miller, and Floyd. We have all 3 of them for a reason. I think, Miller's going to have, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, I think he's going to have a similar playoff run that we saw out of Ndamukong Suh. So I'm very excited for Von Miller in the playoffs. He's been there before, been there, done that. We'll see what he does moving forward. Yeah, I agree with you. OBJ definitely has to get it tonight. Question, what are your honest thoughts on the arm punts to Odell? I am at the point my heart misses a beat when Stafford is in empty and he slings it down to OBJ. Yeah, it's one of those things where obviously you don't like to see them, but, one of these days it's going to hit, and I think slingers are going to sling, shooters are going to shoot, gunners are going to gun. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, he's a gunslinger and he's like Favre, and you have to take the good with the bad. And, I think over and over again, obviously don't make those plays, but if that's what's called, then you have to be ready for it. It's just a hope that he's not going to get picked, I guess. What's up, Jake? What's your score prediction? What do you think of Peacemaker? Go Rams. Jose, unfortunately, I haven't seen Peacemaker yet, but I'm really stoked because I found out we get 3 episodes up front. That's awesome, and I love John Cena. He follows me on Twitter. Shameless flex there. But final score is going to be 31-24, at least in my prediction, for the Rams. I do have the Rams covering the spread, and I have the over in that regard, which I believe is at 49.5. So both I think are going to hit, but we'll see. How confident are you with the Rams being the Cardinals scale 1 to 10? I'll say 7. I can't say 10. That's obnoxious. 9, I feel like it's kind of obnoxious. 8 is a little, but it's more reasonable. I think 7 is you feel good, 70% chance of the Rams winning. The 30% is just human nature, where you're always like, well, what can go wrong will go wrong, that type of. So it's like the angel on your shoulder versus the devil on your shoulder, leaning more towards the angel 7, 7 out of 10 there. So many ways we can win, just need to execute. No, I agree with that. Now that the Raiders are out, could the Rams get Deshaun Jackson back? Only asking because he knows our... No, I don't think so, AZZA. Good question, but Deshaun Jackson, I think, is stuck on that roster and won't become a free agent until once the league year ends. So that's something to keep in mind there. So are you still picking the Rams to Super Bowl? Yes, I am. How confident are you, the Rams? Okay, I saw that. This is hilarious. Brandon Powell, the decoy. He would be the best decoy. Let's go Rams. Put up or shut up. Go Rams. I was a Rams fan since, I guess, 1970, but I met Jack Youngblood. It was the most exciting time of my life. I also met Nolan Cromwell. That's awesome. Cromwell's awesome, and so was Leroy Irvin, because those two are not only Rams, they're Ramhawks, as I call them. I am a Kansas Jayhawk fan. I have Kansas Jayhawk blood in my family. Basically, the blood runs right through Lawrence, Kansas, and so I always love my Jayhawks. Once a Jayhawk, always a Jayhawk, and I think it's so cool that the Rams have had Aqib Talib. They've had those two. There's been some Jayhawks on this team, and I definitely always love seeing a Ramhawk. But yeah, Nolan Cromwell was one of them, and so I love seeing that. 1 second here, just pushed everything to the top. I'm seeing some stuff here, just trying to answer everything. So if I miss you, I do apologize. Let's see here. We got a bunch of one. Some people are asking the same question, so I'm trying to pinpoint where I was, because YouTube likes to refresh all of the questions. Let's see. Okay, I think I found it. Friendly reminder to hit the like button. Yes, please do. We're almost at 200, but we only have 62 likes. I know some of you like this more than you're letting on, so please let me know by hitting that thumbs up and let YouTube know, because then if you let YouTube know, more people will join us and we'll have a good time. We're almost over, no, we are over 40 minutes in the stream, so that's pretty awesome. We're killing time, guys. We're killing time. Very, very necessary when you're waiting for a game like this. As long as Stafford throws the ball to Higbee, Jefferson, Beckham Jr., and Kupp, they can give the ball to Akers and Michelle for the running game. Yes. Oh, for real? Oops. What's up? Let's see. Reminder. Okay, I saw that after last night. I don't want to hear Trayvon Diggs is the best in the league. People really put him above Ramsey, and he was on the all-pro list before Ramsey. Disrespect. Yeah, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I did a comparison because people are comparing the two for some reason. Jalen Ramsey is better than Trayvon Diggs at every point in his career, and anybody that's saying just, oh, well, why don't you do a comparison between year 2 Jalen and year 2, Trayvon Diggs? It makes it even worse. So Jalen Ramsey has been better at every point in his career than Trayvon Diggs. It is not really close, to be honest with you. So there is that. You can find those comparisons on Twitter, on my Twitter, at JKBogan. I have those posted there. Let's see. I might be able to bring it up real quick. Let's see here. Oh, by the way, most yards given up in coverage in a season since 2015. The top 3 are Valentino, also known as Antoine Blake, with the Steelers, 1,101 yards, the most given up since 2015, back in 2015. Logan Ryan in 2019 gave up over 1,000 yards, 1,098. And number 3 is Trayvon Diggs. He gave up 1,068 yards as a corner. Diggs and Ramsey in year 2. So Ramsey's second season in the league, he gave up 755 yards, allowed 222 yards after the catch, 3.2 yards per reception, 5 interceptions, 12 pass breakups, 3 touchdowns allowed, and 5 penalties on 106 targets and 57 receptions allowed. Trayvon Diggs in his second season has allowed over 1,000 yards. We just talked about that. 425 yards after the catch, 18.5 yards per reception, 11 interceptions, 9 pass breakups, 5 touchdowns allowed, 11 penalties on only 96 targets for 55 receptions allowed. So that is the second year comparison. I'm not going to compare this year. I've already done it. Second year comparison, it's really not close, and it just makes it look even worse, like I was saying. But yeah, Trayvon Diggs is not better than Jalen Ramsey. That shouldn't be up for debate. What Trayvon Diggs did in getting to 11 interceptions is impressive. Apparently, it hasn't been done in 40 years or whatever, like people are saying, because, of course, Xavier Howard, who didn't get anywhere near as much praise last year, had 10. But yeah, I mean, it's impressive feat, but he also hurt his team by giving up a ton of yards. By the way, fun fact, both Cowboys starting corners, him and Anthony Brown, allowed the most yards at cornerback in the entire league. So keep that in mind there. Okay, let's see here. We got... Yeah, I hope we win too. Feeling good. Confident. 7 out of 10, Scott. Are you at all concerned with our O-line for tonight's game? I am not. Ready for the letdown? Nope. What's up, Jake? Good luck tonight. Light them up. Go Rams. Thank you, Coach. Good win yesterday. Congratulations on your Niners win over the Dallas Cowboys. I did have the Niners winning that game. I do think the Niners have a chance to beat the Packers, and who knows? We could be looking at Rams-Niners in the NFC title game. We'll see. When we advance, how do you feel about playing Tampa instead of Green Bay? As long as they do advance, I feel fine about playing Tampa. I think as long as you pressure Tom Brady, he doesn't have Chris Godwin. I know he has Rob Gronkowski. I know he has Mike Evans. The Rams have beaten them before with Goff. They beat them earlier this year with Stafford. I think the pressure is going to be even better in this game because since they've gone out and they have acquired Von Miller, Greg Gaines has emerged, and Aaron Donald's still Aaron Donald. So, I mean, I still think that they'll be able to win that game. But, I mean, of course, you have to play the game, and anything can happen in a playoff game. So that's why you have to play the games. Our O-line needs to play big for us, too, because they've been down a little lately. All these 49ers fans are talking trash. Happens when you win. I personally don't believe in talking trash because I wasn't on the team. I didn't contribute. I like, mocking people when there's bad takes out there. Like, I mean, I hate to break it to you, like Nick Wright, for instance, who said that playing the Steelers last night was better than a bye. I disagree because the Steelers put up 21 and they led going into the second quarter. So that is absolute hogwash, and it was proven. You don't want to play a game over getting a bye. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely stupid. So that's the only thing. I mock stupid narratives, and you guys know that. So I'm not going to get too much into that. Let's see. We own Tampa. Why is there a Detroit Lions fan here? Well, that happens. Absolutely right. We need to use Odell a bit more. I agree with that. Do you think they will find a way to bring back OBJ and keep Woods next year? The hope is yes. I mean, I would love OBJ back. I know he loves LA. I'm thinking he does come back, and I think Von Miller leaves, but we'll see. Nothing has been determined yet. It's going to be a roller coaster game today. Well, we'll see. And I hope McVay called the right place tonight. Rams are opening up the playbook today. I hope so. Am I doing a watch party? I'm not doing a watch party. I'm going to watch it with my family. That's a big thing for me, as you guys know. It's the only reason I don't do watch parties. And on top of it, for the most part, I have to stream the games. And when I stream the games, it takes away the bandwidth for what I'm streaming with you guys. So the watch party doesn't go well unless it's on cable. So yes, it would work tonight, but I'm going to watch it with my family. Whereas other times, I literally wouldn't be able to do it and run a stream because I have to stream the game since it wouldn't be on cable most weeks. So that's why there. Let's see. Connect with those cornerback and safeties. Dr. Detroit, you are very negative, my friend. Do you think Tyler Higbee will have another big game? He finished off the season strong. I think so. I mean, you get him on the right track and, good things happen. They've been using him a ton since he's come back from COVID. And, regardless if they use him in the blocking game more, they use him as a receiver, it doesn't matter. He can impact the game in multiple ways. Or if you just want to have him be a touchdown-dependent tight end and just use him in the red zone, I mean, that makes so much sense. He can go up, and he's really improved his timing and that big playability. 49ers can talk trash. They deserve it. Let them get the last word. We Rams fans have the last laugh. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it. There's no reason why they can't. I mean, I don't talk trash personally because, again, I didn't play for the team. But, people want to do that. That's totally fine. That's, to each their own, I guess. Have to keep Woods. Rams are not the same without him, and it shows. Absolutely. Think about how many plays where, Cooper Kupp, and this is what makes it more impressive, by the way, with Cooper Kupp's performance this year. He doesn't have Robert Woods blocking down the field. We've seen it before. I saw it in person. Were you at the Rams-Saints game that I was at the Coliseum in 2019? You'll see it if that was the case. If you haven't, go back and watch. Cooper Kupp had 3 blocks thrown for him by Robert Woods down the field on what should have been a touchdown. He was tackled at the 1-yard line. They did punch it in, but Cooper Kupp had this long gain. I think it was like a 60-yard play. Robert Woods threw 3 blocks on that play. You don't have that ability this year because he's hurt, and so that is a key loss, and they've had to maneuver without him. You ever wonder what happened to Sam Bradford? Guy fell off the face of the planet. Surprised he didn't go to ESPN or one of the college networks. I'm not really sure what happened to Bradford, but yeah, I do wonder. Because I do think he could still play in this league, but obviously I don't think he'd be a starter, but I think he could at least back up. I think he's probably on the same tier as a guy that was in the same draft class and what's his name, Colt McCoy. So there's that. Definitely needed to lubricate the throat there. Was losing it. Anyone wondering what I'm drinking? It is a Samuel Adams Cosmic Sour. It's pretty good. All right. What's up, Rob? What kind of impact do you think J.J. Watt has on this game? I think he's going to help big time in the run game. The Rams might have to run to the other side. He does such a great job at setting the edge and setting the tone. And not only that, he's great at batting down passes. So Stafford's going to have to make sure that, he's got a passing window to throw to, because if there's not a lane there, Watt's going to swat this thing down. And, it's not going to be pretty when, you have a crucial third down to have and he swats it down like that, or, even picks it off. It's happened before. Akers look rusty. Hope he can play a bigger role tonight. Well, here's the problem is that he wasn't able to get in any rhythm. They were only giving him a few carries, and the offensive line blocked horribly. So I don't know how rusty he was. I didn't think he looked that bad, to be honest with you. Left side of the line needs to figure it out tonight, because if they play like they did last week, we lost our edge. Would you like to see the next Saw horror movie include the 49ers? Oh, my God, that's brutal. I'm going to say no, because that seems highly inappropriate, but I like your creativity using, one of my interests. I'd like to see the next Spiral movie. Hopefully they make a sequel to that. That was great with Chris Rock. DeReal A-Dog, thank you so much for donating. Hey, Jake, it seems like we haven't been running any jet sweeps that much since Robert Woods got hurt. I agree with you. Had Robert Woods projected to have 28 carries this season. He had 24 last year. And they haven't really run much of that. I think they really have to keep the defenses honest with that. So use Powell, use Van, use Odell. Just get that thing going. Gotta be creative. I'm not doing a watch party, unfortunately. I don't know why we can't use Odell for jet sweeps. I agree. The Rams did a much better job the second game covering the edge versus Murray. I think that is big tonight. Yes, absolutely. That's crazy to think about. If we lose, we won't see this team for 8 months. Yes, that's brutal. I don't want to think about that. I got to say this, guys. I don't want to think about losing, but if it happens, this Rams team gave us a lot of great regular season moments. It's great to be a Rams fan. Yes, it is the century, but also I would be super bummed, and I would be pissed, honestly. There's no excuse. They gotta get to the Super Bowl. This is a Super Bowl team. Bottom line. I know it's tough, but they gotta get there. They are the best team. When things are clicking, I don't think anybody can beat them, but they are the best team, and I want to see them show that. We started off great, but McVay got carried away in the run game when clearly it wasn't working. The irony is they lost against the Niners because of that, and they lost against the Cardinals because they gave up the run. Facts like people overreact when lose, underreact when win. Win or lose, still loyal Rams fan. Kyler Murray's legs are a problem. Need to contain him. Absolutely. Hey, Niner fan here. Do you guys think we played horrible versus Dallas? Absolutely not. I thought the Niners dominated Dallas. I thought they could have won by more. And anybody that's complaining about the officiating needs to go and watch Jerry Jones basically say it the best. Jerry, who is the owner of the Cowboys, came out and said, look, we didn't play good enough. Didn't deserve to win. He didn't complain about the officials. He didn't do any of that. I was honestly disappointed with the way Dak handled it. Dak saying, it was basically justifying throwing trash at the officials was uncalled for. And you guys know, I'll call out a bad officiating all day. I'm not a big fan of referees. I think they can control the game pretty easily. We saw that. Personally, I thought it was a first down. You guys know I'm a Rams fan. You guys know, there could be a little bias there if there was. But I'm going to be unbiased with you here, like I try to be. Deebo Samuel got the first down, and it was called that on the field. If you want to say that he didn't, that's fine. But it was called that on the field, and it wasn't conclusive. And never have I ever seen anybody go to review and say the ruling on the field is, oh, I got to do a remeasure. Like, that was so unprofessional, and it showed really where we are with officiating in this league. We had the first official crew with Jerome Boger, who I couldn't even tell what he was saying half the time with the Bengals game. We had that crew basically suspended the rest of the playoffs. We had Mike Tirico, who was the most professional sounding person on the air, basically calling out the officials left and right in that game. We had the Dallas game where they actually didn't give Debo the first down. It's always about conclusive evidence. It wasn't conclusive at all to overturn that. And then on top of it, besides that, Dallas gets the ball and they run into it was like so bad. It's just a bad officiating. So we saw that all throughout the playoffs. Didn't matter with the Bills and Patriots because that game was pretty much out of hand, early on. Tampa, I thought it was pretty bad. I mean, Tom Brady got, a rough in the passer call. He gets hit in the thigh, and while he's going down, Derek Barnett is trying to, pick him up. Like, he obviously didn't mean to hit him. And that play, they ended up scoring on that. So it aided a drive. I thought that they, the typical, okay, we're going to call this, not call that, call this, call that. Every single positive play for Philly got called back. I just want to see a fair game, and I don't feel like the officials did that. So, yeah, look, I'm very critical of the officiating, but never would I ever condone throwing trash at anybody. Personally, I think you should be arrested if you throw anything on the field, if you throw things at people. I mean, that's assault. I'm not a fan of that at all. I don't know why people think it's okay. I don't care what it is. I don't care how funny it is. And yes, I'm talking about you, Buffalo Bills fans. I don't care. You throw anything on the field, they basically say in every stadium, you shouldn't be doing that. It's against the rule. And to be honest with you, you're delaying game. You're putting somebody in danger by throwing trash. Those cans, are you kidding me? You throw that hard enough, you could really hurt somebody. So to me, yeah, I think you should be arrested for crap like that. Don't act like a scumbag. I mean, it's that simple. So that's my thoughts on that. Probably the longer version than you expected that. But yeah, the Philly thing was garbage. They didn't play well enough. They totally beat themselves. But every single positive play was a hold or something. Very ticky-tack calls. The 49ers game, they dominated Dallas, and quite honestly, I'm not so sure they didn't just call up New York and be like, should we try to continue this game on, for Dallas's sake and make it interesting? Because, I mean, the Niners outplayed them. But, that's how I look at it. That's my thing. Like, you guys know, I don't like the refs. I constantly, bag on them. I constantly say that they should be fined and held accountable, but I don't want any harm to come to them. It's not like I'm rooting for them to tear their ACL. I don't want, they're probably really good people. Like, yes, they annoy us because their profession is annoying, but I mean, it's the same thing with people that work at, those work in law enforcement. It's like, yeah, it's annoying when you get pulled over, but I'm sure he's a nice dude and he just has to, do his job. Like, it's annoying when I get pulled over and I get a speeding ticket, or, you could talk about bill collectors and things like that. I'm not assuming every bill collector is a terrible person. It's just, yeah, it's kind of annoying. Like, stop bugging me, or, toll authority people or anything. I'm not trying to make this a big thing, but throwing trash at anybody is so scummy. Like, really? That's what you're going to do? I mean, and it was bad, folks. It was raining garbage. I don't know if you saw that. When you're throwing beer cans, those things are sharp. I mean, all it takes is somebody, they carved up the beer can. You throw it at somebody. I mean, you could cut somebody. That's really messed up. And really, I feel like I was really disappointed in Dak Prescott for not calling that out. And I get, obviously he's frustrated and everything, he just lost, but he basically said it was okay without saying it was okay. Not a fan. So yeah, going back to that, sorry, that was a long thing there. Majed, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but Niner fan here. What I'm going to tell you is that, yes, the Niners, they did not play horrible. That's a load of hogwash. They dominated Dallas. The game shouldn't have been as close as it was. Dallas fans have no reason to complain about the calls because they didn't play good enough in their own home. Everyone was talking about how Dallas was a fraud. They kept saying they don't play against anybody. Oh yeah, you win about 50 whatever to against the Eagles. You beat the Washington football team. And then everyone, is saying, okay, you're a fraud. Do it against a real team. You lose to the Cardinals, who have lost 4 out of the last 5. The only game that they won was against Dallas. And on top of it, you lose to the Raiders on Thursday night on Thanksgiving football. It goes to overtime in your own home. And then, you lose to the Buccaneers. So it's like you haven't beaten anybody worth a damn. So, yeah, this is what happens. And, I'm sorry. Like, Dallas fans are welcome in here, but, like, don't complain about the calls because you weren't good enough to even be in that game. I mean, if Garoppolo doesn't throw that pick, which was so egregious and he didn't need to throw it, and they use Deebo Samuel more, they can't stop Samuel, so, yeah, let's stop using him. If they use him more and Garoppolo doesn't throw that pick, hate to break it to you, Dallas is getting blown out. That game should not have been close. So, yeah, to a degree, I mean, they kind of let him come back in the game, but no, they didn't play horrible. They dominated them. They were the underdog on the road, and they won. So, yeah, I don't get the horrible, factor there. Okay. Talked about the the rival that knocked the Rams out of the 2 seed way too long there, but I wanted to give you some praise. It's all on the play calling. We play mobile quarterbacks every year. Well, yeah, I mean, the league's becoming mobile. And, the thing is, when you watch these games, I mean, what is the key here? Having a mobile quarterback that can change the game. I mean, look at what Josh Allen did. If they didn't have that mobility out of Josh Allen, he is not throwing that touchdown to Dawson Knox early in the game, which completely changed everything. When they scored on that, it was like all bets are off. They're going off now. Jalen Hurts, his mobility, I mean, he's pretty slow at reading the field, and I think that's really why the Eagles didn't make it a game that they could have. But, I mean, his mobility kept them in the game. I mean, he's still able to maneuver the pocket, get out of the pocket, That's the thing. Mobility's key. Stafford isn't as mobile as he was earlier in his career, but he's definitely mobile. He still can move. Mobile doesn't mean you're fast, and it doesn't mean that you're going to run for first downs constantly. It just means you move. Mobility is moving. So if you're just a statue in the pocket, like Brady's a statue, if you can pressure him, he's going to crumble because he's going to make sure at 44, he's not putting himself in a position where he's going to snap his leg. That's why he goes down. So the Rams could really do a number on him if they get a chance to play him again. The Eagles, they got pressure after pressure after pressure on him, and they sacked him a bunch of times in that game. So, we'll see, but you got to win this game first. Nick Scott does concern me. Burgess has me excited in a great way. So, honestly, I feel bittersweet about this upcoming game. I'm the same way. Hopefully Scott, plays well. I thought he played well against Seattle last playoff game. Maybe he steps up in the postseason. But, I mean, the Rams, simply put, if they make a few of those tackles that they missed last week, they beat San Francisco. San Francisco had a 0.4% chance of winning that game after the sack of Von Miller. So they had a 0.4% chance. Everything had to go right for San Francisco. If they stop them, if any of those tackles are made, it's a completely different ballgame. So, really missing a few tackles really cost them. And, I mean, Nick Scott really struggled down the stretch. I think it's good we split with the Cardinals. If we swept them, it's hard to beat the same team 3 times. Guys, there's no D-Hop and Burgess is solid. Chill out. Does Zavon get another sack tonight? I definitely think so. We have beat up on the Bucs 2 times in a row. We have the Bucs number. Does J.J. Watt being active concern you all? Not entirely. You're going to have to play good players. It's an NFL team. Again, NFL teams have good players, so not worried. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the Century 66. I appreciate you. I just saw that I'm behind because I'm trying to read every comment and, answer every question. Love my team. Let's go Rams. O-line needs to be at 200% and the double team Watt or else Stafford will get eaten up. I don't think it's just Watt though, because, you do have other guys as well and they'll blitz. They'll use their blitzes. I mean, you blitz Matthew Stafford and, he'll pick you apart, but, there's still more than just Watt. Stafford double pumped and was late on the throw to Jackson, or it was a touchdown. As a Niner fan, Kyler Murray is an enigma. He's an X factor that gives him an escape out every time. He scares me. I agree with that. Right. I would have much preferred the 2, but you have to beat good teams either way. I agree with that. Battle-tested team. If we beat all these odds, we deserve to win it. Definitely. Buffalo looked amazing. They did. Rams, Bills, Super Bowl. Did the Cards in the same situation that we are against the Hawks last year? I mean, it's not the same situation, but I hear what you're saying. We match up well versus the Bucs. Honestly, Bills and Chiefs are the best teams in football. I don't know about that one, but we'll see. Rams, Chiefs, Super Bowl, that's kind of where I'm leaning. Bob, what's up? Getting nervous. No turnovers, run the ball. If anyone wants McVay gone, they were not a fan of this team before his tenure. I can understand being critical of coaching, but wanting him out is way too far. I agree with that. Is Connor Edmonds playing? I think they both play, but we don't know yet. I think they're both game time decisions. Josh Allen, Mahomes are from the Dragon Ball universe, honestly. That's hilarious. If Rodgers leaves Green Bay, Rams should be fave for number 1 next year, depending where Russ and Rodgers land. I could see 49ers landing him, to be honest. I don't think the Niners are going to land him. I think they really want to give it a go with Trey Lance, and that upside there, it's hard to, not do that. So, I wouldn't say that. I think Rodgers could be looking at Denver or Pittsburgh, or I could see him going to a big-time organization, storied franchise, things like that, or he'll stay in Green Bay. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. In 2 weeks, Rams versus Niners for a trip to the bowl. That would be crazy. The season is all or nothing for this team. Hey, Jake, just popped in. Hope you're doing well, man. Thank you, Solus. Appreciate you. Gurley was the best in 2018. He was very good. Hey, Jake, did you read my donation? I just did a little bit ago. I'm sorry, I'm behind. I just saw that. I really do appreciate you donating, by the way. It means a lot to Real A-Dog. Do you think if Rapp clears protocol by next week, he starts? All Rams fans have been begging for Burgess starting over him all season. That I don't know, William, but good question. I think potentially. Let's see. Tony. Oh, man. For the people that want McVay gone, please refer to the 12 or so years before they hired him. Yes. Zach Taylor, former Cornhusker, GBR, Nebraska resident. Love to see it. Scott, member for 5 months. Appreciate you, Scott. Don't be a simp on the first date. Act like they need to impress you. Much better off. Cardinals are... It's funny, like reading all these questions and comments and things like that, it gets all kind of conjumbled and mixed up, and I'm just reading and trying to catch up and lose my breath, but we're doing it. Did the Cards in the same... Okay, I saw that. Are the true underdogs of the playoffs media sleeping on Kyler? He's the 3rd best quarterback in the playoffs, in my opinion. I think Kyler was really, really good to start the season, like MVP level, and I think he's kind of tailed off a little bit, but we'll see. I think if you rattle him early on, I think you can win this game pretty easily as long as you get him rattled, but he does fight back. He is hard to hold down, and they just got to make sure that they're not giving up those opportunities, because he ran all over them in LA the last time they played in LA. When they played in Arizona, he didn't run as well, so that's a big thing there. Do you think OBJ will be more a part of the offense? I do. Hear me out. Stafford will do fine as long as he's got the proper O-line protection. I agree with that. Niners, the dirtiest team in the playoffs, do some sneaky stuff. I wouldn't say dirtiest. I mean, here's the thing. There's a lot of teams that do dirty stuff. It's been more magnified with the Niners. I don't think it's necessarily a team thing. I think it's just, obviously, it's fueled by hatred for them, but also, I think Dre Greenlaw, and what he did. I mean, I wouldn't let Dre Greenlaw be the reason why they're considered the most dirty team in the playoffs. I think Greenlaw's dirty, or at least played that way against the Rams. I didn't see like a dirty mean streak. It was his first time playing like all season, I believe. So, I mean, it was bad, and I definitely pointed it out. But, we'll see. If he continues to play like that, then we have another Vontaze Burfict. If not, then it was just one bad game. J.J. Watt is going to play in tonight's game. How confident are you in the Rams, and why? I'm 7 out of 10 as far as the confidence meter goes. I think that they're the better team. I think they're at home, and they won 5 straight before losing to the 49ers. I think the Niners' loss was more because of the Niners and less about, the Rams falling off a cliff or anything like that. And the Cardinals, I think that they're, it's one of those things where the Cardinals can, limp into the playoffs, but now they're in the playoffs. It's a clean slate. So you always have to be worried about that. But I just think the Rams have so many different ways to win this game. Cardinals are without DeAndre Hopkins. I don't remember seeing the Cardinals without DeAndre Hopkins, as far as when the Rams have played them since he's been added to the team. So that's something. Both running backs are questionable in our game time decisions. So we'll see if they go. But there's a lot there for sure. Let's see. Niners players injuring every good laugh after how dirty. Yeah, I don't root for injuries though. So I hope Fred Warner's okay. It looked like he was, but we'll see. I hope Nick Bosa's okay. Stafford used to be able to evade pressure and run out of it, but he's got older and there's pressure in his face. He folds and falls down. Not entirely. He doesn't entirely fold. He tries to slip out of it. But he has his moments. What's the word, Ramley? What's up, Nolan? How we doing? As Niner fan, Kyler is our kryptonite. Guy is the second coming of Russell Wilson. So annoying. yeah, it's really annoying to have to deal with Russell Wilson for 10 years, and all of a sudden Kyler Murray comes into that division, and now you have to deal with him for 10 years. So, yeah, I hear you there. I said the same thing. He also has good chemistry with Stafford because he was a former teammate of Stafford. Good idea for Powell. Thank you. Y'all know the deal. Let's get him up. Yeah, thumbs up if you are enjoying this. Also, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Really do appreciate that. I love Powell. He fights for every yard he can get. Every inch he could get. If McVay has a similar situation as he did versus the Niners, do you think he will run 3 times or put the ball in Stafford's hands and give him a chance to end the game with a first down? I think he's learned his lesson. I would hope he's learned his lesson. I think he'll allow them to finish the game with Stafford, but we'll see. Where's the suit? Yeah, I don't normally wear the suit. It's just my profile picture on Twitter, so, I decided to put that in the thumbnail. I don't know. I don't know what thumbnail to put for Ask Me Anything, so I just kind of threw one together, but I think it worked out all right. We got a decent amount of people in here, over 200. Appreciate everyone joining me on this Monday, not night yet. I mean, it's like, 5:41 Eastern time, and obviously around, a little bit after noon time for you. Over on the West Coast, Powell gave the special teams a much needed spark. Totally agree. Will Odell be a big part of the offense tonight? I hope so. I think so. Do you think Beckham has extra incentive to play well tonight due to his performance bonuses? I don't think performance bonuses carry into the playoffs. Oh, well, they do because you have to win. His performance bonuses are winning, I believe. It's not, incentive for like him specifically, but yeah, I'm sure that I don't know if that really helps. I mean, you're always playing for a Super Bowl. Do you see Cam having a good game? I do, as long as they let him use it. They let him play. Open the playbook and let's roll McVay. I agree with that, Nolan. I would give anything to find a Debo-like player to ram it down the 49ers' throats next year. Yeah, I hear you there. How do you think our defense will perform? I think they'll be up for the challenge. I think they'll be solid. They'll give up 24, and I think that'll be enough to win the game. Got to wait 3 more hours? Yeah, brutal. I'm excited to see playoff Vaughn. Felt like he was really coming into form the past few games. I agree with you. What's my prize pick selection? Let me put that up, actually. Since we are back to... I love my camera just reset it to autofocus. So if I, dodge... I don't know. I guess it's not going to zoom in on Mike, but normally it does. All right, whatever. If I look down, normally it zooms in on Michael Myers. But I don't know. It freaks people out. I like it. But all right, so let's do it, right? So we got... Oh, that was a good idea, potentially. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay. This is tonight's... First off, I need this, and I hit this. This is just me. Humble brag. Just need Van to hit over that. To me, that's the lock. If you're looking for, a Prize Picks one, by the way, use promo code at the bottom of the screen, DT Rams. You'll get a 100% bonus match, so up to $100. If you put in $100, you'll get $200. That's how it works. So, with this Prize Picks, this is my lineup for tonight. I really like Van Jefferson over 35.5. I really like that a lot. I like Stafford over 266.5 yards. I like Kyler Murray over that 35.5 rushing yards. You never know how much he's going to throw, but he's going to run the ball. I like Zach Ertz to be the main beneficiary of the injury to DeAndre Hopkins, and I like Odell to go over 3.5 receptions, and those are my picks, folks. For Prize Picks. Again, you can follow them. They're on Twitter if you want to copy them, if you already forgot about them. They're on Twitter, and on top of it, you can go over to Prize Picks and use promo code DTRAMS. Does help me out. It does help Downtown Rams out, and we really do appreciate that when you guys sign up with our codes, because it helps basically support the channel. It helps support Downtown Rams. It's a win-win all over the place. So if you're going to join, use our code. If you're not going to join, no harm, no foul, right? Okay. Yes, let's get the likes up, people. Hit the thumbs up if you're having some fun. Do you think the winner of this game got screwed on the schedule? 100%. 100%. The idea... You have no idea what you just did, by the way. I'm about to go on a long tangent. No, I'm kidding. Don't leave. The fact that, like, this idea... Okay, so when you go to the playoffs, the whole point is you're wiping the slate clean. It doesn't matter about seeding. The seeding is, you know, fine, whatever. Seeding, whatever. It decides where you're playing, right? It decides, you know, the stadium you're playing in, who has the home field, all of that. It doesn't give... You know, just because you're 3-point underdogs, it doesn't give you 3 points. It doesn't give another team 3 points. It doesn't take away 3 points. That's just betting, okay? Here's the issue, though. If it's a clean slate and it's supposed to be a fair, everyone gets a fair shot at winning the Super Bowl, right? To me, by having it on a Monday night, and for people to argue and say, oh, well, they've played Monday Night Football before and have won on Sunday night, it's no big deal. No, it is a big deal. You know why? Because not everyone else is dealing with that. Because guess what? All of the games are decided and they're tailored based on where they played. So this idea, and actually that's not even entirely true. Because the Bills are going to play the Chiefs. The Bills get an extra day off. They get an extra day off. So that's not entirely true because they'll play on Sunday. They play on the Saturday. They get an extra day off over Kansas City. However, it's not the same thing because when you're dealing with a Monday game, Monday is ridiculous. They both should have been played on Saturday and Sunday. Yes, it's 100% unfair. It's ridiculous. I don't get it at all. It's entirely money grab, and it honestly puts the winner of this game at a disadvantage because they play on a shorter week than everyone else. It is ridiculous. It's hogwash. It should never happen. I can't believe it happened. It is pathetic. And the NFL should feel really bad about it because this is not cool. To have a 4 and a 5 seed play on this is ridiculous. You're penalizing a team that either won the division or almost won the division. Why are they playing on Monday Night Football? You know, it's ridiculous. I mean, it really is. Monday Night Football should not exist when it comes to the wild card, okay? Unless you want to have all the games on Monday, it shouldn't exist, period. If you were going to have a Monday night game next week, fine. You're not. Rams are going to be playing on Sunday if they win. They're playing the Bucs at whatever, 3. Not cool. Not cool at all. Wasn't a fan of it. Think it's garbage. And everyone has every right to complain. And if you're complaining that we're complaining, then you don't get it. You don't get the simple logistical point of it and why it doesn't work and why it's a failure and why it's unfair and why it undermines everything that is the playoffs and what the playoffs brings to the table. The whole point of getting the playoffs is once you get there, anything can happen. It's a clean slate. Everything's fair. But then it's not fair because all of a sudden, oh, yeah, we're just, yeah. No, stupid. Absolutely stupid. Hogwash. Total bull. You know, I hate it. Anyway. Let's see. Do you see us bringing Miller back next year? Potentially. Miller could be a little expensive, so we'll see. Thomas, did you get my prize picks? I already put it up, but let me know. Do you see Odell returning next year? That's the hope. I could definitely see it. I know he wants to stay in LA, but we'll see. Do you think we will get a Fred Warner-type linebacker next season? That I can't say yes or no. I think it really is up to you whether or not Ernest Jones emerges. Keep in mind, Fred Warner was not a first-round pick. The 49ers got him, I believe, on day 2 out of BYU. I saw him at the Senior Bowl. He looked really good. You know, kind of an underrated, under-the-radar guy. And Senior Bowl pushes his stock up to the day 2 round, and I think it was the 3rd round or the 2nd round, and the 49ers got him, and, you know, he's been great for them. But that, you know, he wasn't a first-round pick. I think Van Jefferson will score, but I feel way more confident in his over-under 35.5. I think Cam does play a bigger role, yes. My God. You guys, the chat is so long. Oh, Lord. This is insane. I want to answer everyone's questions, but I'm never going to catch up. Like, this is absolutely nuts. I'm so far behind. I'm sorry. I'm missing so many people. It just updated, and now I'm, like, way behind than where I was. That's awful. Oh, sorry, Will. Oh my God. I don't get the win it all in your screw narrative, but I do understand it's a losing season if you don't win it all with this team. I do get that. I think that's real. That is wow. Yeah, I really wish it didn't. What's up, Aiden? How's it going? Long time no see. If Wood switches to tight end, he'll need to bulk up. He would never switch to tight end, but he would have to bulk up big time. How do you adjust to the loss of Jordan Fuller? Well, you get your green dot, which they have in Troy Reader, and then you hope that Burgess and Scott play well enough where it doesn't impact you enough. And if it does, then you have to play Weddle and potentially Blake Countess. Probably not the answer everyone wanted, but that is the answer indeed. Oh, man, so many. Did I miss any? I didn't miss any, right? I almost dropped my phone. I did almost do that. I don't know why this is stupid. I don't know. Like, breaking news, JJ Watt is playing tonight. Like, that's not breaking. I've literally seen that. I don't understand stuff like that. I mean, like, are you really like that behind the news circuit? I mean, it's no idea. No idea. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any news. I'm waiting to see on the Rams side of things. But they're just getting to the stadium now. Oh, no, I think they're already at the stadium. Probably to go through warm-ups. Man. I wish I could find all those comments. I have no idea where I left off because YouTube likes to automatically go whoosh. That's how you know you have a really good subscriber base. I'll say that. Blake, thank you so much for donating. Yeah, so I did mention the winner tonight being screwed by the schedule. Monday Night Football sounds nice, but that turnaround will suck. It will. It absolutely will. No one's talking about it. It could absolutely have an impact. I'm not saying it'll have a massive impact. I know these guys have played on Monday Night Football. That's not the point. The point is the fact that when you make the playoffs, there should be none of this BS. A team shouldn't feel at a disadvantage. Can you imagine if they were playing Sunday night or Saturday night or Saturday, evening? I mean, that's just, ridiculous. I mean, it really is. I mean, obviously they were going to schedule them for Sunday, but it seems even still ridiculous with that. Substance, you bring up an interesting point. Didn't YouTube already have a friend list? Like, I remember you used to be able to DM people, and now you can't. I know they used to have that. The question is, if they still do, did they just make it so you have to have... I'm going to check that out right now. I'm really... How do you use DM on YouTube? They used to have it. I know they did. I'm not going crazy. By clicking the username any video, you're directed to the poster's YouTube channel. Clicking about and then sending a message directs you to a form in which you can compose and send a private message. This was posted when? Because I don't think you can still do that. Oh my God. This was, yeah. This is back in the day. It's like what I thought. You used to be able to do it. Now you can't. At least I think. Wait, hold on. Search bar, top of the web app. Search for the channel. I'm going to find this for you guys because I want to open up my DMs if that's the case. I want people to be able to have any questions they have, they can throw it in there. I want people to be able to do that, you know? Let's see. Okay, so apparently it's an about section. And then what? Okay, so about... Search bar, top web app, search for channel of the person you want to message. Alternately, click the username or banner directly under a video to go to the creator's channel. About, click view email address. You'll see this option. The creator has linked their email address to their channel. If prompted, tick I'm not a robot, submit. Click the link, the listed email address, or copy and paste into an email client. Send an email directly to the owner of the channel. Send a public chat instead. Go to community. That is not the same thing as a private message. That's literally not the same thing. So here I was thinking I'm reading this tutorial on a private message on a DM, and all of a sudden they're talking about an email. Everyone knows my email is on my channel. If you guys want to email me at any point, you have any inquiries, business inquiries, anything like that, you can do that. That's already there. I don't know why they would be like, yeah, you can definitely direct message. No, article, you can't. They got rid of it. I knew they got rid of it. Yeah, I don't know why they got rid of it. But what I will say is that what we'll do, we'll have more Q&A on the community bar, the community chat bar on my channel. So I'll be posting Q&As and stuff. We'll do more of these streams, by the way. I think this is a great way to do it. I don't have to do one topic based on a certain thing. We can talk about whatever. Look at how many people joined. Look at how much fun we're having, or at least I'm having a lot of fun. I see the same people are still in here, which is freaking awesome, and I appreciate that. But that's what I'm talking about, is that basically, like, we can just look at this as a way to talk about whatever. And like I said, my channel covers multiple topics, so it works out that way. Works out well. Let's see. Trying to find something. It's raining in LA. Oh, that's interesting. I think I'm going to go with the Royal tonight. I'm not going to use the Cooper Cup one. They lost last week. I won't jinx us now. I'll probably wear my Cam Akers one. Or I'll wear my Burgess one. That's what I'll probably do. I'll wear my Terrell Burgess jersey. Seeing as we interviewed Terrell Burgess, that was cool. Twice. And Reader. That's true. I love when you guys are like up. I love that. For those of you on Twitch, I got to get over now and see if you have any comments. For those of you on Facebook, I would have gone over, but it looks like everybody has left the Facebook chat. There was a bunch of people talking probably, and I didn't see it. Okay, maybe not. Let's try Twitch. Because on my computer, it just slows it down. I don't know why. It's a fast computer, but you open that up, and all of a sudden, I don't know. It says I'm live. It's not showing me. Got a few. ADV and Rocky Demise. Thank you so much for following me on Twitch. I don't know why it says I have 529 views, but only one viewer. I don't think I've had 529 in this stream, but maybe I have on Twitch. On YouTube, we're close to 2,000. So. We are close to 2,000, folks. Would I rather play Green Bay or at home or 49ers if we get to the NFC Championship? Oh, Lord, I have no idea how to answer that. I'm going to say Green Bay because this team is 7-2 on the road. But there's no easy way to answer it. There's not. I mean, to me, you run the risk of the Niners going to the Super Bowl and having a chance to win it before the Rams, and Kyle Shanahan winning a Super Bowl before Sean McVay. But at the same time, if the Rams can't beat the Niners for a third time this season, if they can't beat them once out of 3, if they get swept, they don't belong there. So it's like, part of me is like, well, I mean, if they can't win that, then they don't belong there. It's that simple. But, it's not smart to look at it that way. Obviously, you just want to win and things like that. So, I don't know. But I'd be really pissed if they allowed the Niners to get back to the Super Bowl for the second time within however many years, whereas the Rams couldn't. That would bother me, as I'm sure it would bother a lot of people. Monday Night Countdown is already on the air. We're getting there, folks. We are getting there. Yeah, I would rather not see that. The first I ever watched from you was the last Hope vid for Jared Goff injury. Keep up the great work. Love you, man. Thank you so much, Teju Menyam. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but really do appreciate the support from the OGs that have been here since the John Wolford era. Yes, we call it the John Wolford era here because that is when my channel went from, hey, this is cool, this is a fun hobby, to, okay, all right, I could see myself doing this full-time, and now I'm doing it somewhat full-time. Obviously, it's paired with a bunch of other things I'm doing, writing for the Game Day, Downtown Rams podcast, but, I mean, nevertheless, it has been awesome. I was just talking about this with my best friend today, and I was like, I remember starting a YouTube channel about a year ago, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to give this a shot. And then like a year later, yeah, we have 10,000 subscribers. I think I gave it a shot. Oh, man. In case you guys are wondering, I have now put out 449 videos on the channel. I'm addicted to content. What can I say? By the way, if I missed your question, just go ahead and put it again because I wasn't able to recover all of those. YouTube's not showing me them. So if I missed your question, just throw it right in. We're at the top of the list now, so I can try to keep up. The last Hope video was fire. Thank you. It eventually got copyright claimed, but not after I made pretty good amount of money on it since it went viral. 100% agree, Kevin. Got to beat the Niners or they don't belong there. Scott, it is a Cosmic Sour by Samuel Adams. This thing is awesome. I love my sour ales. It's not a true sour ale. Doesn't give you that, like, it's tart, sure, but it tastes more like a regular beer. It doesn't taste like a fruity drink. I know a lot of people hate that. No, it's definitely quenching my thirst, so to speak. It's helping lubricate my throat. It's a good thing. Definitely team Sam Can or whatever. It's hashtag Sam Can. There we go. Hey, Jake, what do you think about the playoff road we have upcoming ahead? It is very tough, probably the toughest I've seen. And they're going to have to beat a lot of good teams. They're going to have to earn their right in the Super Bowl. Why do you like Jared Cook so much? Hear from the John Wolford era? Love to hear it. Hashtag the John Wolford era. Hungry like a wolf. Remember those days? Yes, sir. Can't forget the Wolford era. The John Wolford era is when I started watching, and we actually considered drafting Kellen Mond. That's right. And then that same video when Blaine was talking about he was talking about Kellen Mond and how well he did at the Senior Bowl, Matthew Stafford got traded to the Rams. Like during that video. And then it went crazy. The live stream had over 600 people in it. I long for the days where we're at the point where I could just go live. And I mean, it's still awesome and I still appreciate it. We can go live and get to 200, but I long for the days where we can go live and get to like 1,000. NFL right now, their channel, obviously they have, I think, 1 million. They have about 1,000 right now, 2,000 maybe watching. It's like they have some special for the Rams. No, I only see, I thought the NFL had something. I'm seeing Eternals content on my home screen. I'm seeing Moon Knight release date. PS3 games showing up on PS5. It's always fun to see this. Kurt Warner. Interesting. What else? Oh, there's the NFL one. Yeah, the NFL one I think is probably taking some of the viewership. It's got 4.5 thousand watching the pregame show on NFL YouTube. Let's see. I'm trying to find this. Okay. There's my cousin. I see his stuff. OBJ. You guys ever look at the... All right, poll. Let's do a poll. Didn't see the Kurt Warner movie yet. I need to see that and Scream. It's been crazy. I want to watch movies, and I can't, and I want to, and it makes me upset. But anyway. Home Scream. How many of you, just say I or C or whatever, or yes, how many of you see my content via the home screen? Just say yes or actually, no. Don't do that. That'll be crazy. That'll be pandemonium. Let's not do that. Okay. Tell me where you find my content. Is it the Discord? Is it the home screen? Is it the notifications? What brings you to my channel? Because this is helpful for me. I want to make sure that I am getting your attention. Obviously, if you want to click the video, that's what I'm talking about. But if you have a hard time finding the video, I need to make sure that I'm doing a better job of putting it out there. Notifications, notification. Ooh, notification gang. If you want to be a part of the notification gang, all you got to do is click that bell icon. The Noti gang. All right, so we got YouTube notifications, mainly home screen notifications and home screen. Yes, Noti, YouTube home screen notifications, my homepage and subscriptions, Los Angeles Rams tags. Ooh, thank you for the detailed thing there. I have Noties on, home screen notifications, YouTube notifications. Everyone on the Pat McAfee show bet on the Cardinals on the last game and said nothing the following show after we beat them. Home screen, I come to harass you. Yeah, I figured. Home screen and notification. YouTube notifications and mostly Discord. Notifications, I rang the bell. Appreciate you. Home screen. Notes, always on. Love to see it. Home screen most of the time. Sometimes notifications does send. Sometimes Twitter. Twitter too sometimes. YouTube home screen. Okay, so the home screen, it sounds like it's kicking some ass, right? I would say so. I definitely like to see that. It sounds like the notifications are kicking ass, and the notification gang has gone bigger. I wonder if we can... How much bigger can we make the notification gang? Because I will tell you right now, notification gang it hits differently. All right, let's see here. The audience. So, based on the analytics that I'm seeing here, percent of total subscribers, we have 6.6% of our subscribers. All notifications are on for 676 out of 10,000 subscribers. So obviously, if you can do notifications, that is awesome. If you can't, I understand. I personally don't love notifications all the time. I use them for certain pages on Twitter. I use them for ESPN. I use them for other things. Definitely messages, calls, anytime. I completely turned them off on Twitter because I turn away for 2 seconds and my Twitter has over 20 notifications. So no, I'm not going to do that. But, obviously, appreciate you. If you can, please turn on notifications. Hit that bell icon. It's going to send it right to your phone or your iPad or wherever. I don't know if you can do it on the computer, but that'd be cool if you could. I'm actually going to test it out on the computer, see if there is something on the computer that you can do, because I don't know if you can, but I'm going to check. We're going to try Dead Meat. Shout out to them. Best horror channel on YouTube by a mile. And you can set notifications, personalized, all or none. That's brutal. Let's see, personalized. You'll get personalized notifications, all notifications. Okay, cool. Oh, I see it. Okay, so you set it up on YouTube, and YouTube will... So you can do preferences. You can do subscriptions, activity on my channel, activity on my comments, replies to my comments, mentions, shared content, recommended videos. I turn recommended off personally, but, that's just me. Let's see. Send emails about family, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is either. Okay, cool. So, yeah. And if you're not getting your notifications and you want to, not getting notifications about my channel, check your notifications section in settings. You might have a setting that's turned off that is disabling it. What I did find is that with notifications on, I said 776, I think was the number. Surprise Playmaker is Van Jefferson, for those of you who were asking me. The notification gang, as we have it, is at 676. 535 have turned on all notifications and enabled YouTube notifications. So if you're not getting notifications on your phone, you have to enable YouTube notifications to do so. 535 out of 676 people have done that. Be sure to do that, because when you do that, we grow even further. Typical on YouTube is 10% to 30%. Right now we have 6.6%. So I want to get better in that realm. But 5.2% is, among the typical of YouTube, 5% to 20%. So, Rohan, how we doing? Appreciate you, man. Jake, how do you think Raheem Morris can hide the linebackers and utilize the defense to play their advantages against Kyler and co? Good question. I think really what they want to do, I know everyone's saying blitz Kyler Murray. I'm saying contain Kyler Murray. Play contain. Don't blitz Kyler Murray. Don't blitz Kyler Murray. Play contain. Make Kyler Murray have to make those reads down the field and, get a 3 or 4 man rush on him. I think it'll be enough. I think blitzing will be a problem. I wouldn't blitz him. I'm not saying don't blitz him at all, but I wouldn't blitz him all game like some people want to do. Marco, what made me want to start a YouTube? Saw success from my cousin. I had already done Downtown Rams since 2016, and I had a lot of success with the podcast. And my Twitter was growing, and I felt like, oh, yeah, I'll start a YouTube. And, my dad has been pushing this for years. He told me, he's like, dude, you need to just do a YouTube. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm good on camera and things like that. So, I mean, it was a little bit of an adjustment, but eventually I got a camera, the M50, the Canon EOS M50 mirrorless. So I got that camera, and then when I got the camera, I just started being in front of the camera and talking and recording and doing live streams and things like that, and it just clicked, and I was like, wow, I like this. But I originally, if you guys remember, I started mainly without being on camera. I mean, I did camera stuff, but I also did, faceless stuff, and I find I just like having this, personality. I'm not against faceless channels. I only really watch faceless channels now I think about it, aside from my cousin and a few others. But I mean, I personally like being on camera. So, even some days I don't look my best. I don't really care. I'll go on camera and I'll talk, and, that's that. Because I won't feel some days I won't feel all that great, but I just make it happen, So yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I don't feel that scared about J.J. Watt personally. What I hate about notifications on other platforms besides YouTube, the notifications start to get broader and broader, so then it's just a joke. I agree with that. And, I think that's a big issue with notifications, and why I get such a bad rep is that, like, Twitter will literally send me recommended, like, tweets. Like, I don't care. Like, people I don't even follow come up, as notifications, and I'm like, oh, someone, no. Because I turned off my Twitter notifications for myself, but I still get, no matter what I do, I still get, like, recommended tweets, and it's obnoxious. So, yeah, I don't know about that, but... I mean, there's definitely pressure on Stafford, but there's as much pressure on Stafford as there is McVay. There's as much pressure on Stafford as there is anybody on this Rams team. I mean, really, this is it. When you go all in like this, I mean, you got to win. You really have to. I mean, it's not even because of what they've done. It's the fact because of what they've done, they turn into what they are, and what they are is that they are the best team in the league. I have no doubt about it. When they play a complete game, they are the best team. But the fact is, it's like, it's any game. Anything can happen. So, I think the Rams need to do a better job disguising looks in the secondary and passing situations. Is that fair to say, Jake? I think it's fair to say, for sure. So this game is at 8:15 or 8:20? It's 8:15. Okay. See what you're saying. I guess we'll find out if they figured out the long ball. No way to know until it happens, right? Just letting you guys know, in case you haven't been in, this is going to transfer over to a pregame show. Okay, so the pregame show, I don't know if we're gonna go live immediately after, but it'll be the pregame show, so we'll go live. I think it's scheduled for 7:30. I might do it a little bit earlier. I'm very curious to see who's inactive tonight. Raiders have just fired Mike Mayock as general manager. That's interesting. So that's 4 GM openings now. With Mike Mayock gone. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know how that's his fault, but I don't know. I thought their team was fine. I thought they had a good roster. I mean, I understand, the Ruggs thing sucks and the Arnett thing sucks, but I don't think anybody would have thought of that. That was going to happen beforehand. Jake, what are your prize picks for the game? Let me just 1 second. I will put it up again. Let's see if I actually hit on. Oof. I definitely didn't hit on that, did I? So close. That's brutal, man. Is that NBA game over? Yeah, Bulls Grizzlies is over. Oh well. That's awful. That's a bad beat. Damn. Okay. Well, anyway. This is tonight's prize picks lineup for the channel. 35.5 receiving yards from Van Jefferson. 266.5 passing yards for Matthew Stafford. Kyler Murray over 35.5 rushing yards. Zach Ertz over 5 receptions. And Odell Beckham Jr. over 3.5 receptions. So that is that. Oh, I could see Rodgers going to Vegas. I think maybe they just became players. I have not heard of Mitch Milani. That's pretty awesome though. No, I haven't heard of him. Maybe our paths will cross at some point. If the Rams play the Packers at some point, then I gotta link up with my guy Tom Grossi, because we did a preview earlier in the year. I'd like to link up with him again, but we'll see. We will see. Yeah, I have Underdog Fantasy as well. Also have a promo code there. I believe that's DTR. So, yeah, I think it's promo code DTR. Let's see. Payo and I don't collaborate now. I mean, we've collaborated in the past, like, you know, in a video, but I've never reached out to him and been like, hey, are you gonna go live at this time? I'm gonna go live at this time. No, I just go live whenever. You know, honestly, if I can do it, I do it. I'm trying to go live a lot. You know, because I honestly want this to be kind of like a 24/7 channel. I mean, it's not going to be, but if I could figure out a way to make it loop, you know, it's hard to explain, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, like Chat Sports or something like that, it loops the videos. I wonder if you guys would be interested in that. I don't know. It's like interactional. Like, you can drop comments and stuff. I know I won't necessarily be live, but it would be playing live over and over and over and over again. When I'm not live. I don't know. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. Somebody asked me if I would want to do a loop channel, and I wasn't sure. So, if you guys are interested in that, I will look into that. But it's basically like a TV show, you know? A TV channel, sorry. TV channel, if that were to happen, it would be playing all day, nonstop. Now, you could just play videos, you know? But if you're one of those people that like stuff in the background, you can just play the loop, and it would just loop different, always have new content over and over and over and over again. Yeah, I don't know. You guys let me know if you'd be interested in that, but do you think the looping would be a good idea? Because I could do it. I'd have to figure out how to do it, but I'm going to look it up now. I had someone reach out. I can't find who did. But someone reached out. Same Jake time, same Jake channel. Yeah. I think it would help the growth. I mean, that's really, you know, guys, when I created Downtown Rams and like DTSN and just in general, like my thought was always to have my own channel. Like, not a YouTube channel, but like literally all the time there were shows playing. I always wanted that. You think it's a bad idea? I don't know. It was presented to me the other day, and I don't feel like it would be the worst thing because you just don't click the loop if you don't want it. But if you do, then, you know. It's definitely something to consider, though. No, Matthew Stafford's not a disappointment. I'm assuming the ESPN crew is the same as it normally is. It's just the Monday Night Football crew with Levy and Greasy and Booger McFarland and Riddick. Chronicles of Riddick. No, Lewis Riddick. Hmm. I'm genuinely curious about this loop. I can't find it, but oh, loop streams. Yeah, I found it. Cool. I think I'm going to give it a shot at some point. I don't know when I'll get it together. I don't know when it'll start working, but oh, I do have to upload. Okay, I see. I see the drawback here. I would have to upload the video to their I don't know what it's called. I would have to upload it to a playlist. So I'd have to upload the video again. So that'd be a pain to do that every time after going live. But I could. Definitely, it seems like some people would be interested in it. I don't know about that one. I definitely think Goff lost more games to the Rams than Stafford did. Yeah. I agree with that, Rams and Dodgers fan. I agree. I'll probably start it. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably get it going after our stream tonight. I mean, what's the worst it can do? This is like my full-time job. It'll help, you know? It works within YouTube guidelines. Doesn't need a login or access YouTube account. Just upload video to the server, stream from there. Huh. Yeah, interesting. That's what I'm thinking, and that's why I'm considering it. It draws attention, and not everybody necessarily is going to click on this video. They're going to see, oh, it just says JE Live, Q&A, ask me anything. Some people want to ask questions. Some people want to watch what I'm saying. Some people like me. Some people don't love me. Some people don't care about asking questions. You know, some people just need a title. They're not willing to just click on that. So, but I mean, the stream's been awesome. Kids meals, Goff 100% lost them in the Dolphins game. They lost by 11, and they forced. He had 4 turnovers. They lost by 11, and they held Tua under 100 yards. That is obnoxious, Doctor. Yeah, I live in upstate New York, and I've always lived here, and I'm just waiting for the day that people call me a bandwagon fan. I'll be like, okay, go back and look at all my content. By the way, the first year I started Downtown Rams, it was like one of the worst years I could have started it. I started it the first year they moved to LA, and they played like crap, and they're 4-12. So I kept with it. But I've been following them. I mean, I could tell you when Scott Covington started at quarterback. I can tell you all the quarterbacks ever started for the Rams. I won a bunch of money off it. One of the Darksaber on here, he donated a ton of money because I won this trivia thing. I named all the starting quarterbacks for the Rams since like the last 20 years or whatever. I mean, I'm a little anxious because I'm just waiting for the game to start. But I mean, I don't. I'm not like worried. I'll be worried when the game starts, probably depending on it. But apple cinnamon hot tea for you. You like live, so you guys prefer the live, right? You prefer the live streams over the videos. I mean, I assumed you did because it seems like the views have been better. I won't say they've been better, but I mean they've been consistent. Yeah, yeah, I would say that. Yeah, no, I like Goff, and I met him. He's a good dude, but I mean, he did have his limitations, and he started to really falter down the stretch. I agree with that. That's why I like my live videos. It's also like why you guys prefer live. Why would I sit there and waste 2 hours editing when I can just, upload the video immediately after I already do it and I'm doing it live. I'm having the interactions, you know. Why did you pick the name Downtown Rams? Great question. I didn't pick it. My cousin did. Yeah, how about that? My cousin picked the name Downtown Rams. It was supposed to be some sort of, kind of. I guess he was paying homage to like L.A. I don't know, but it worked out. Well, DTR worked out until there was a DTR at UCLA. Yeah, I mean, my dad was kind of the same way. Although he grew up in Irvine, California, but we've been in New York for a while. All of us are Rams fans, so I've gotten that 1 to 10 scale question a lot. CJ, I would say 7 out of 10 for the sake of being consistent. No one in LA care about the Rams and especially the Chargers. Go Pack Go. I disagree. I've been there 3 times. I actually remember when the Rams beat the Packers when I was there. That was pretty fun. But, I mean, teams show out for, fans show out for their team. And, I think the Rams fans are pretty good. I think the 49ers game really pissed me off. But, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it was almost kind of an anomaly, essentially, because it doesn't happen all the time. I don't think if a content creator, if a content provider puts up video not live, I watch on higher speeds. Does that hurt you with the algorithm? I don't think so. I don't think so, Rams and Dodgers fan. Not really sure about that though. That's a good question. I'm going to check that out, actually. Let's see. What the hell was I going to say? When you... It's generally accepted that watch time is the most important metric on YouTube. So does slowing down or indeed speeding up the playback of your videos watch time positively or negatively? Okay. Okay. So, for you analytical people out there that are wondering how the algorithm works with YouTube, I have the answers here. So with YouTube, they treat a view as any play of a video, of any video, at least 30 seconds or more, you get a view. If you leave at the 29-second mark, that is not a view on that channel. That's not a view on that video, okay? If the video is shorter than 30 seconds, YouTube will treat it as count on complete video play. So if a video is 10 seconds, okay? You know, like my, occasionally I'll do YouTube shorts. And honestly, at this point, I should probably just make another channel for shorts. I mean, really, it just kills the algorithm. Anyway, so YouTube shorts, right? 10 seconds, whatever you want to call it. So 10 seconds, that needs to be watched entirely per YouTube standards. Otherwise, that is not a view. Does that make sense? So that's not a view if it doesn't get watched entirely. But you get a view from somebody if they watch 30 seconds or more. At least 30 seconds equals one view. That makes sense. I think that makes sense. You don't want people being able to just click farm, you know? So, yeah, I think that definitely makes a lot of sense. Speeding up the video does not harm the view as long as you get past the 30 seconds. What's my confidence level at? 7 out of 10. Jake, bandwagon shouldn't be a negative. We all have to start sometime, right? I started bandwagoning after seeing... No, absolutely, Steve. It's not a negative. It's not. I don't care about bandwagon. I've always been an advocate with bandwagon. Okay, and here's why. Because I am a content creator that it has my niche, in a sense, for the Rams. Not, you know, it's called the 85% LA Rams channel for a reason. So I'm not going to sit there and be like, I'm mad at you because you weren't a Rams fan as long as I was. Quite honestly, I don't give a damn. Okay. It's not a sellout either. I welcome all people in here. And, you know, for all of the people out there that are watching this that may not have a team left in the playoffs, root for the Rams. My buddy is now rooting for the Rams after his Patriots lost. My friend is rooting for the Rams after her Broncos lost. Like, you know, I don't have an issue with bandwagon. I don't at all. You know, bandwagon is not a big deal because if you have an issue with bandwagon, here's the thing, okay? Issue with bandwagon, if you're worried about them, oh, well, you know, I waited all this time. Yup, and guess what? When they win the Super Bowl, it's going to matter more to you than it's going to matter for the person that just became a fan. That's the thing. That's why I don't care. Bandwagon doesn't matter. It's just, it's a title people throw around, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It's more annoying if it's a bandwagon fan of a team you don't like, but a bandwagon of the team you do like, I don't get it. Good question. How much would a 12K video, a 12K view video pay on YouTube? I'm going to try to find that for you. Let's see. I'll be doing more streams with gaming. It stopped because my brother and my father, I bought them a PlayStation 5 and it stopped working. So I put the PlayStation 5 myself, my own. I left it up there for them, so they could use it. So it's like, I mean, it sucks, but I'm just trying to be nice, and they use it more than me. But it also means I can't stream because it's not at my desk, which does suck. But they'll come back. Don't worry. I should put a Rams helmet on Michael Myers. Unfortunately, my Rams helmet that I was going to get, first off, can't get to the office because I'm plowed in. Secondly, the Rams helmet, it's filled in. There's like, you can't put it on. It's, it's filled in. So that's just the way they made it. So I wouldn't be able to fit it on there. Let's see. I was going to look at something. Someone asked me something. Click farming. Where was that? Oh, what's wrong with click farming? I don't have anything wrong with click farming. I mean, because if someone is click farming, essentially that means the person has a support system that they're trying to help them with the likes and stuff. It's technically considered cheating, but at the same time, if someone likes your stuff that much, then they'll do it. Click farming would essentially be just clicking it a bunch of times, refreshing and things like that. I'd be against that, but I'm not against, like, if it was 10 seconds, I wouldn't be against calling that a view. But I get 30 seconds, I do. Now going back to the 12K comment. Where was that? Jake, did you ever watch Listen Clash of the Horns? Yeah, Clash and I are friends. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good dude. How much would a 12K view vid pay you on YouTube? That's what I was going to look up. Okay. 12K vid view. Let's see what we got here. So, do all time. So 12K views. Keep in mind, it also matters how long they watch. Why can't I find secondary metric? Where the hell is... JE Live, ask me anything. That was... Wow, okay. Trying to find... Well, let's just look at Matt Stafford it is. Wherever that is. Okay. Is that? So about like $70. Yeah. Close to 100. Around that. Like you have to assume like getting 10,000 views is like getting like $100 in revenue. So that's what I would say. La Ramelia, I don't think so. I wouldn't call us friends. I've never really heard of it before, unless I know them under a different name. Rams, World Order, Michael Martinez. What was it? Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. He's such a nice guy, and I'm totally forgetting his name. Macho Ram. I know him. Russian Ram. Those guys are really nice. I was at Leroy Irvin's birthday party with them. Rams World Order is great. I love RWO. Yeah, absolutely can. Everyone gets paid different on YouTube. There's so much going into getting paid, CPM, RPM, niche, and more. No, you're right. Absolutely. You're right on that, because 10K for me could be 10K for somebody else. Because if I put out long form content, then I'm likely to have more ads, because it's longer. More ads will be placed automatically by YouTube's partner program. If I put out 5-minute content, I'm likely, doesn't matter how many views I get, because there's not going to be many ads on those. So, like basically all time, my RPM or whatever is like 7.96. That's revolutions per minute. a revenue. Yeah, revenue per minute. No idea what I'm talking about right now. So revenue per mile. I'm sorry. It's divided by total views in the same time period. So estimated revenue includes revenue from ads, YouTube Premium, memberships, Super Chat, Super Stickers. This is the actual revenue you earned after YouTube's revenue share. Total views is defined as all views, including views that weren't monetized. It doesn't include views in the YouTube Shorts player. Because RPM is calculated with your share of the revenue and includes views that weren't monetized, it's typically lower than the playback-based CPM, which the playback-based CPM is over 10 on mine. Playback CPM means effective playback-based cost per mile, tells you how much advertisers paid per 1,000 monetized playbacks. So essentially, how much they're paying $10.68. This is how much they're paying. So $10.68 they are paying for the cost of the ad per every thousand views I get in a video. So to calculate playback-based CPM, the total revenue from ads is divided by estimated monetized playbacks, and estimated monetized playbacks happens when a viewer sees at least one ad impression when watching one of your videos. So that is how that works. Jake, are there any good affiliate marketing opportunities with this type of channel, like jerseys or anything? Yeah, so as far as that goes, we have an affiliate deal with Prize Picks, which is connected to my channel and Downtown Rams. I love being able to connect the two. I love doing that. That Prize Picks, every time someone uses DT Rams, get X amount of dollars, whatever it is, if they sign up, and that is that. I have, as I mentioned before, the links. If anybody uses any of my links on the description of any video, basically, the links in the description, so they can get the. It's basically like referring it. It's not necessarily a discount, but if they use any of my links for, say, my current setup, right, and I have my Mac Mini. If you go to Amazon and you use that link, I'm going to get credit for that. I get whatever percentage. I don't know how Amazon works, but, you know. Thanks, Jam. Appreciate you. Yeah, ads can be annoying, but I definitely can't say I hate ads. I hate commercials that repeat. I can't say I hate ads because, well, they're a help. They're the only way I'm able to do what I am, because the easiest way to monetize what you're doing is either selling merchandise, getting donations, or doing advertising. I'm not getting drunk for you. No, I don't do that. I have one beer and I'm good. Yeah, I remember that, Rams and Dodgers fan. Appreciate you on that. Yeah, Underdog's great for the daily fantasy. I prefer Prize Picks for the props, because the props on Prize Picks are like lesser, like they're not as taxing. So that's that there. Yeah, absolutely, Ken. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy business model. I've been able to do it. I mean, when it comes down to, like, I'm not going to get into how much I make, because, that stuff I should probably keep closer to the vest. Just because I know people get weirded out when you share how much money someone makes and all that. But, yeah, right now I'm doing this pretty much full time. And, a big reason is because the YouTube partner program. A big reason is because the donations I get. A big reason is because the affiliates I have sign up. I mean, without you guys signing up for Underdog and signing up for Prize Picks and signing up for Manscaped, we also have that on Downtown Rams. Any of them in the past, Symbol, MyBookie, Bet Online, AG, whatever it is. Bet US. I mean, all of that, it all helps. So, oh, I would love if Jalen Ramsey blocked a punt. That would be awesome. I have not watched American Underdog yet. I have not. No, you're absolutely right, Ken. I just like to be upfront with people. Not entirely, giving away how much I make, but I get there's people out there that watch my videos and they're like, hey, you know what? I think I can do that. And I want to do that. And I inspire you to try because that's what I did, And I'll always be an advocate for it. And I'll always be here to lend a hand if you ever need a guest or you need, people always ask me, hey, like, what equipment do you use? I have no issue telling people. I don't know. Like, some people get all weirded out about it. And I'm like, man, I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to learn. I did a lot of research on equipment. I'm not even using my best microphone. I mean, I'm sure this sounds fine. It's a really good microphone. It's the MV7 by Shure, and it costs, I think, $200 retail. But the $500 microphone I have is at the office, which, if you guys didn't know, Free Guy is amazing, by the way. I just saw that. Free Guy is phenomenal. One of the best movies of 2021. Anyway, if you guys didn't know, thanks, Ken. Appreciate it. Adam and I, my cousin, if you guys didn't know him, Adam Steele, he does a YouTube channel, NFL and Steelers content, mainly Steelers content. We started the AJ show in 2021, and I don't regret it. I don't regret starting it, but we decided to lease an office, and it didn't work out in the sense that we don't use it enough, so we're not, extending the lease. So from now on, this is what you'll see. You probably won't see the office again. Bummer. It's at the end of the month. It expires. I'll get all the equipment, and we'll have even more equipment in here. We'll have another light. I have another really awesome studio light. Really thrilled about it. And then on top of it, I have the Ram helmet that I'll bring back. And the Shure SM7B, I'll bring that back as well. And who knows? Maybe I'll be able to have a guest session or guest station with this thing. Because, see this? This is the SM7B. And I keep it down here because, I don't know, I just like to. I don't like showing the mic in visibility because I have a weird setup. It's not normal. It's not like everyone else's setup. I have the Michael Myers mask there. I'm flipped. I'm always flipped, I have the Michael Myers setup there. And then I have the blue light and the yellow light and just a lot of stuff going on. And I just feel like if I have the microphone like here, it just looks kind of weird. For me, I know it works sometimes for other people's setup, but that's what we're doing. So eventually, at some point, you will see the Rams helmet on my desk. I don't know how we're gonna make it happen, but we will at some point. It will happen. But yeah, that is that. I was born a Rams fan basically in 1955. From what I can tell you, there was a lot of upset fans when they moved to St. Louis. Also very happy they're back. Yes. I've heard that same thing as well. Space Dust. Jake, do you ever plan on taking trips to LA and possibly creating content with the players? If you create those personal relationships with the Rams players and organizations, sky's the limit, who knows? I really came close to moving to LA. If you guys don't know, I came really close. The pandemic kind of blew that out of the water, and now I don't think I'll be moving there. I really like where I am at right now. In New York, as crazy as that is to say. I was, dogging on New York, but I don't know. I just, what it comes down to is this is where family is for me. This is my home, and, things can obviously change, but right now I feel content being here. I can still do what I want to do, work from home, things like that. So, it wouldn't feel right if I went to LA right now, leaving all my family behind. But, maybe someday, who knows? But yeah, I've done content with players before. Tutu Atwell called me up and was like, asking me about YouTube and trying to help him out. And, we did that interview, and it was a lot of fun. And, I've had Burgess on, I've had Reader on, Bryce Perkins, friend of ours, we've had some Rams players for sure. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I love Pat McAfee. I just tweeted earlier. This guy just wants everyone to succeed. I would love to talk with him, pick his brain, have him on. He just seems so cool. Yeah, he just seems so cool to me. It's, really, I would be really thrilled to have him on. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but right now I feel good about New York. I'll definitely be here the whole year this year, and we'll see from there. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a second channel. I just don't think I can. And it's weird. I don't want to like alienate people that just like football, but I can't do a second channel. I can't commit that much work to it. You know, I can't start from scratch. I got 10,000 subscribers on this, and I just feel like as soon as you get into multiple channels, you can start to really throw yourself off and you lose momentum. And I understand it'll take a hit to the algorithm, but I don't know. I don't think I'll do it. Maybe at some point, who knows, but not right now. We'll have our horror podcast back, The Devil's Eyes, soon. Me and Jarrett Bailey, my co-host. Looking forward to that. Still gotta watch Chucky. Still gotta do it. Still gotta watch Ash. Was it Ash vs. the Evil Dead? Still gotta see that. So, finally saw the Scream TV series. Thought it was incredible. If Scream 5 is better than the TV series, I will be surprised because I think it's going to be really good. But I love the Scream TV series. I didn't even mind season 3. Highly recommend on Netflix. Yeah, the XFL was cool. Sorry, DXNES. I just noticed you. You asked about the Michael Myers mask cost. It was $80. It is the original. It's a replica, not the original. It's a replica of the 2018 film, Mask, which is my favorite. A little rugged. It's a little rugged, but like I like that kind of older design, but like it's like aged a little bit. That's kind of my favorite. And I could have gotten the new one, for cheaper, but I didn't want it. So now actually I think it was 60. I think the new one was 80. And I got it at Trick or Treat. What was it? I forget what it's called. I gotta give them a shout out. Trick or Treat Studios. That's what it was. I mean, you can go on right now if you want a mask in the background. I got one of those styrofoam head mannequin things on Amazon for like $10. Okay. And if you want one of them right now, you can go and get a Michael Myers Halloween mask, the original one, for, let's see here. You can legit get the original one for $60 right now. It wouldn't ship until February 14th. I know they're having some issues. They had a bunch of orders. I know that. There was hardly anything in stock, but let's see. Yeah, they got the $70 Halloween Kills Michael Myers mask, the one with like half his face is like burnt. I wasn't really so much of a fan of that. I did like the bloody cut. I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, the best seller products. There's 2 Michael Myers masks as the best seller products on Trick or Treat. And in case you didn't know, Trick or Treat Studios is where you get the official. When we're talking about the collection, the official memorabilia of Halloween. Not saying you're getting a mask that he wore, but you're getting like the most official replica. So I stick to the licensed ones. I've seen the knockoffs. They're not pretty. So don't skimp on it. Trust me. Do not do it. It's not worth it. The knockoffs are bad. They're very bad. I didn't know there was a bloody Halloween 2018. I prefer mine. I think mine is the scariest one. Halloween 4 looks hilarious. It's so weird. The droopy eye bags. Halloween 5, he looks like an alien. I mean, no one could tell me otherwise. Resurrection was pretty bad. Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. I mean, let's be honest here. The movie wasn't very good, but that was a good mask. H2O was solid. Well, until they used CGI. Yeah, well, there's a second version, and then the second one wasn't bad. The first one is probably the best one, though, to be honest with you. Yeah, I would probably say. And you could just get the one where it's just the mask, like it's just your face, and you're not like it's not covering your neck. You can get that for like $13 on Trick or Treat. So hope I answered your question there on the Halloween mask. Who would win a game of dodgeball between 15 vampires and 15 werewolves? That is a that is a question. Peyo's trying to get the award for most creative question possible. Win a dodgeball game between vampires because they can fly, assuming that they can fly. If they can't fly, then I'll just take werewolves, I guess. That's a tough one, though. Yeah, Ken, that was really the plan. The 15% is everything other than Rams. I understand, I'm known for my Rams content. It's how I've grown on YouTube. It's how I've grown on YouTube. It's how I've grown on Twitter. But I also really want the ability to be able to do other things as well when I want to do them. Like, it's so cool having a platform where, yes, everyone likes my Rams content, but like, I watch like Hawkeye and I'm able to talk about it. I wish it did better, but I still enjoy it. I mean, he's on the 53-man squad. Perkins is on the active roster. He's not on the practice squad. Oh, thank you for the inactives. I am a fan of the new It movie, by the way, 100%. The Rams inactives: Perkins, Rapp, Buddy Howell, Chris Garrett, Terrell Lewis, Ulrich Jackson, and Tremaine Ankrum. Cardinals inactives: Isabella, McSorley, Ward, Dimukeji, Miles. I interviewed him. Kerr and Jordan Phillips. It looks like all three running backs are going to play. I think Devlin Hodges is in the CFL. Also interviewed him. The Panthers are interviewing Ben McAdoo for the OC job. That's hilarious. Oh man, it's that time. Yeah, it is that time. So I'm going to be transferring over to the other stream, this is going to end. You're going to go over there. I am not going to start it right away. I have to run to the restroom. I will be back, and then we will do the pregame stream, which is entirely Rams. I'll have more of, kind of talking, have like a roadmap, whatever. I will also be answering Ram questions, but it is going to be a Ram-centric stream. So those of you there, again, appreciate you so much for tuning into this. Hope I see you over there. Again, it's going to be a little bit, just hang out a little bit. I will be over there, but this should redirect right over to that stream. I'm trying it. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm hoping it works, but it should. So let me know. You guys, thank you so much. I hope to see you there. If I don't, take care. I will see you after the game. If I don't, I'll see you whenever I see you. You guys are the best. You know that. Thank you again for liking, subscribing. If you haven't already, be sure to do that. And thank you so much for our new member. And our donations. I mean, it's been really awesome. Great stream. Very fun. Very productive. Killed a bunch of time. We're over 2.5 hours. That's exactly what I wanted. We're going to go into the preview. But again, I just have to run to the restroom. I'm not going to start it immediately, but I will be there. So if you see we're at the start menu and you see the elevator music's going, the lo-fi music, just stick with it. I will be there. I'm not late. Probably a little early. I want to start this thing early, maybe go for an hour, maybe not. But either way, we're going to get this preview going. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys over there. And if I don't, I'll see you when I see you. Go Rams.